apparently they are saying the so-called meteors that are crashing in United States of America right now are not just the meteors, that they are something else. Yeah, let's actually get you some tonight. Thank you guys so much for 376 subscribers on the channel. Let's find out what the hell is going on in Hawkins tonight.
Dad looked up and saw an object that came down and had light. It was rather frightening to him.
Quickly though, I also want to talk about what J.D. Vance just said about aliens too, so we're gonna move on to that in a second. There we go, we got that alien twat coming out of it.
Went out to the site where the crash was, and what I saw, I couldn't believe there was so much of it. It was not anything from this earth.
When we got up to it, there were 4 bodies there. And as we approached, the creature appeared back like this, like it was in fear of us. Uncle Ted was...
Yeah, the original story is that they did find like 4 alien bodies. One of them was alive, but the rest of them were gone. So it seems like that those are the original witnesses, and obviously this is the AI depiction of what they saw.
Talk to this thing, and all of a sudden it just turned and looked right straight at me. This is when it was just like an explosion of things in my head.
He come across this object on the ground, so he jumped out of his pickup and went down there, and there was 4 beings laying on the ground.
She said that when they got there, that there was a large round object, and she said there were little people.
Then the military...
Whoa! Damn, man! The disrespect for the little people is insane, man. Shout out to all my stud muffins out there, to my short kings. I'm a short king myself, so damn, she trying to call everybody midgets that's little, bro. That's diabolical, bro.
Men and surrounded the area.
And when this creature saw these people, he went nuts.
Yeah.
She goes, never tell anybody, because the government can always find you.
When we got out the highway, this place was absolutely...
And she's telling us all right now.
full. There was airplanes sitting out there that had landed on the highway.
Gentlemen, and General Reagan is the one who told the newsman it was nothing more than a weather observation balloon. Yeah. Of course, which we both knew differently.
Yeah, that's like the original story, right? I mean, first, in the very beginning, they did say, what? I'm seriously starting to believe that mermaids were being held and studied at Area 51. Whoa! Yeah, let's get to that. But in the very beginning, they did say that they found like a saucer, you know, crash. And then the following, and it was also in the newspaper, and the following day, they said it was just a nothing burger. It was actually a balloon, and they flip-flopped that story for a very long time. But there are witnesses that claim that no, it was indeed a UFO that crashed, and there were bodies of aliens too. There was only one survivor. Now, if that is true, that is quite literally insane. And this one, yeah, you got the fighter jet flying with the landing gear, and then you see like a UFO twat just come out of nowhere. It seems like it came from underwater. What the hell? Okay, let's see. The YouTube bar is hard to say, but it seems like it came from underwater. Yeah, I mean, that's another one, right? That some of these UFOs can go underwater and come out of it, go underwater again without disrupting the flow of water. It's as though nothing really happened. Quite insane, but let's actually get to this, sir.
You guys know that I believe that everything is interconnected and nothing is by chance or coincidence. Well, about a week ago, a little bit over a week ago, my buddy, who usually sends me very like top secret information, usually has to do with the government. He's retired now. Yeah, I can say he's a he. He's retired now, and he would feed me really cool information about, you know, aliens and seismic activity and things going on in the government, just little things that I'm really interested in. So he sent me this thing about a week, I would say a week and a half ago, and it happened to be about potential and alleged mermaids or mermaid-like creatures that are at Area 51. Now, he sent me all this information because he knows that I love stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I didn't really think much of it, and, you know, okay, that's probably like a story, something might be there. I believe it, I don't not believe it, I don't deny it, but I believe anything he tells me. Well, then, a few days later, one of my friends on here, she's a creator, she does like spooky, scary, like story hour. Yeah. And she happened to start talking about someone who reached out to her talking about mermaids at Area 51. And it was this amazing post. If you don't follow her already, her name is Ashley. Incredible. She does amazing things on here. So I was listening to her story, and it sort of lined up with exactly what my friend sent me in his big text message about mermaids at Area 51.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, that's okay. Then, of course, the fire breaks out at Area 51, which was another kind of alarming thing. Right after he had told me this, and now she was talking about this, now the fire happens. And then I was just on TikTok last night, and another person reached out to her, almost confirming the story my friend told me. Her person that emailed her told her, then another person reached out almost confirming that exact same thing. And now Area 51, after all of this mermaid talk or mermaid-like creature talk, now has been destroyed.
I mean, Obama said the aliens are real, but they are not at Area 51. I mean, maybe mermaids are real, maybe, but this very much sounds like a cockamamie theory, right? By the way, cockamamie is a real word, all right? It does not mean what you think it means, all right? It's a real word, but this seems like a very much a cockamamie theory. Check this.
Now, the Greys have the ability to create a clone. What looks like a human being, but is a robot. Dr. Beater called it a robotoid. Okay? Other people call it other things. My understanding is the only way you will know is if you develop your clairvoyancy. And you can see the energy field around all living things. A clone has no energy field. You will just see a very slight color here, white, on the head, where the microprocessor, organic microprocessor, has been grown inside the body. Now the Greys...
and right now there's a lot of talk about the cloning situation, right? So yeah, it is pretty much insane. Now let's actually dive right into this one. So Benny Johnson interviewed J.D. Vance, just like how, you know, Brian Tyler Cohen actually interviewed Obama, ex-President Obama a couple of weeks ago at this point. But this is a very short one. Check this.
Highly classified, Benny.
It's my job to ask this many questions. You gonna release all the UFO files?
We're working on it. It's funny, when I came in, I was obsessed with the UFO files, and then you start getting really busy worrying about the economy and national security and things like that. But I've still got 3 more years as vice president. I will get to the bottom of the UFO files.
Okay. Have you peeked? Have you done a peek?
Have I what?
Have you done a peek? I mean, like, you know.
So I actually haven't. I have
full
not.
Independence Day.
I have not been able to spend enough time on this to really understand it. Yeah. Okay. But I am going to. Trust me, I'm obsessed with this. I've already had a couple of times where I'm like, all right, we're going to Area 51. We're going out to New Mexico. We're going to sort of get to the bottom of this. Yep. And then the timing of the trip just didn't work out. But trust me, anybody who's curious about this, I'm more curious than anybody. And I've got 3 years of the very, very tippy top of the classification. I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
I really hope they do, because it seems like that every time we hear about this every time, you know, all the presidents, the vice presidents, you know, people that are people in the politics or in the government, they always say that, yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get to the UFO files, I'm gonna release it to the public. Then they become the president or a politician or whatever, what have you, like a vice president, and they never disclose it. It's like they do find out something, but they are not allowed, or they feel like that it should not be told to the public for whatever reason, okay? Maybe it's to do with money. Maybe it's the greed. Maybe it's because of weaponizing the technology, right? Or perhaps it's just way too big for the public to handle. But you cannot handle the truth. Maybe it's to do with that. Maybe it's because it's gonna dismantle religion, because that is also another topic. By the way, I'm religious myself, but yeah, this is something that they always say, it's gonna dismantle their religions. But I'm sitting here, I'm a religious fella, and you know, in many religions, it's said that God has made other beings, other life forms. Now, some believe that these are gonna be demons. Others believe that, yeah, demons are real too, but so are the aliens. Aliens just mean like different intelligence not from this planet. Technically, if aliens are real, I do believe that we're not alone. There's just, the universe is humongous. Humongous isn't even the right word to describe how humongous the universe actually is. So the chances of us being alone, mathematically speaking, is very much zero. But it just happens to be that some believe it, some don't. And I mean, that's you know, depending on your faith, right? So some people will call them demons, others would call them aliens. Now, some believe that demons are also real, aliens are real, but these are two separate things. It just depends on your faith, right? So you're gonna believe one over the other, and depending on your faith. So I don't think it's gonna dismantle religions. It's just it's gonna be like, for example, if they come out and tell us the truth tomorrow, depending on how that goes and what they say, either you're gonna have people believe in it or you're gonna have people not believing it. Simple as that. Will it cause chaos? I mean, depending on how and what they say, then maybe, but chances are high that it's gonna do nothing, okay? Like aliens, UFOs has trended for so long on the internet. We've got plenty of videos and images, and so many people believe in it. And people that don't believe in it, they look at all these videos for entertainment value and they still don't believe it, right? So you're gonna have people that will believe it, and you're gonna have people that won't believe it, and others will just question it. Simple as that. It's not necessarily gonna be like a shocker, because so many TV shows, like for example Stranger Things, Independence Day movie, and so many other movies, Avengers, Marvel, MCU, right, have conditioned all of us to normalize everything. So I don't think it's gonna be like a huge shock, unless, you know, they reveal the aliens and they come out and come down with their ray guns and start like pew-pewing all of us. Then of course that will cause chaos and all that, but other than that, I don't think it's gonna be too big of a deal for many fellas. I think life will still continue, because at the end of the day, we still gotta go to work, pay taxes, and yeah, all that bull squash. So
okay, so you haven't been to Area 51 yet?
Not yet.
Some
not
people
yet.
say they keep the UFOs in Ohio. They might,
yeah, Hangar 18, right? I've heard that as well, but I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet.
Okay, all right. Well, we're waiting for it. We saw aliens.gov. We saw aliens.gov.
I don't think they're aliens. I think they're demons anyway, but that's a longer discussion.
Well, I can't let you go without a follow-up on that, because Barack Obama is on this podcast and he goes, "Yeah, aliens are real, but like, here's where they're not." And you know,
I did not.
And so Obama says yes, aliens are, he gets asked point blank, aliens
so
are.
Yeah, that's what's happening, right? Some people in the government are calling them interdimensional, some are calling them demons, others are calling them aliens. Yeah, simply put, that's what it is, right? Some are gonna call them demons, some are gonna call them aliens. I guess depending on how they look, yeah, if they look kind of like ugly, if they look like freaky and scary, I guess you're gonna call them demons, right? If they look like angels, then you're gonna be like, oh my god, aliens are real, wow. You know what I'm saying? And if it happens to be a female alien that actually looks good, then you got people that are gonna be like, okay, well, these are the alien baddies, and I want to see them alien baddies too, though, so don't make no mistake about that.
Are aliens real? Oh yeah. And then he goes, but they're not at Area 51. And
well, where are they, bro?
Well, that's what he says. Right, there's a great question.
Trump
had to go save him, and he said he's going to declassify. Okay. So you think they're demons?
Well, look, I think that celestial beings...
It's his opinion, though. That's
who fly around, who do weird things to people. I think that the desire to describe everything celestial, everything as otherworldly, to describe it as aliens... I mean, every great world religion, including Christianity, the one that I believe in, has understood that there are weird things out there, and there are things that are very difficult to explain. And I naturally go, when I hear about sort of extra natural phenomenon, that's where I go to, is the Christian understanding that, you know, there's a lot of good out there, but there's also some evil out there. And I think that one of the devil's great tricks is to convince people he never existed.
A lot of these orbs or UFOs or whatever you want to call it are actually being recorded live on the news. We're gonna get to that in a second, but first of all, check this.
So apparently Bigfoot knew something that we didn't know. And I know you looking at your phone like Bigfoot. There ain't no such thing as Bigfoot. Well, before that 17,000 pound meteor moving at 45,000 miles an hour hit Ohio, they had 8 Bigfoot sightings in Ohio. Mind you, this happened 5 days back to back to back. Mind you, this story came from more than 10 different people. Saying that they saw something huge. Saying that they saw something that could have been over 10 feet tall. And it was furry. You had some of these people saying that this figure was chasing them. You had others saying that they just saw this figure running around the woods. But get this. No solid evidence.
Right.
But this shit is all over their news.
Yep.
All over Ohio news. Mind you,
Now, it is true that there have been a lot of meteor sightings, but you know, I'll show you this clip here where it does look like a meteor, but then it ends up not being a meteor. So we're getting a lot of these meteor sightings, but some of them obviously are meteors, but some of them are not. And people are being discombobulated, and you know, this is gonna be one of those that cockamamie theory, by the way. Bruh. It's a real word, guys. It does not mean what you think it means, but it's a real word, alright? But yeah, no, Bigfoot sightings being linked with it? Whoa! I thought it was about Decepticons, but apparently not.
Again, this is happening right before the media hit. Tell me what you think about that. But think about this, and this is documented. This has been the most sightings in one area ever. You understand this? So now again, I ask, if that many sightings occurred in that area, and you had different people calling in at the same time saying they saw this Bigfoot, that means it was more than one Bigfoot. Now the question is, where was that Bigfoot going?
Yep.
And why?
Yep.
All right then, I'm out.
Yeah, homeboy just pieced out. And actually interesting question, right? Because Bigfoot has been something that people have been talking about for like centuries, for millennia, okay? And yeah, some people have recorded like really good footage of it and seen it with their own eyes. Sometimes obviously it's gonna be mistaken with something else, maybe like a bear, but yeah, I don't know about like meteors being linked. I mean, people are linking these meteors with everything, like aliens, UFO, UAPs, orbs, whatever, right? Like maybe Harry Potter as well, right? People have been linking, but this is the first time I'm coming across where people are actually linking them with Bigfoot. I guess there has been an increase in Bigfoot sighting. Perhaps they have been crashing down on the planet though from these meteors, but check this out. So this one was in Helsinki. This was recorded a couple of hours ago. Breaking! A local news company put out a report revealing that UFOs fly all over the skies above city of Helsinki, Finland in pure crystal clear footage. I mean, it's not that clear, but it's kind of crystal, I guess. This can no longer be denied. We are experiencing a worldwide phenomenon. So people are seeing lights again. It's kind of wild, right? Because at this point, it's been almost like a year and a half. We had like the New Jersey drones situation. People still claim that they're still seeing those drones. They have not disappeared. Yeah, maybe the frequency is not the same as it once was back in November, December of 2024, but they're still there. So that's kind of like what people are saying, and now more and more people are seeing these lights, and these are clearly not planes. They are not rockets. These are not drones. These are not what you call it, like planes, yeah, or helicopter choppers. All right, yeah. So now it's pretty much like, damn, that actually begs the question, are they getting ready for a disclosure? Maybe so. Okay, let's actually talk about this one, because somebody captured this in Miami, or I believe Florida. Not sure about Miami. Looks like Miami to me, but I could be wrong.
Sky. Look at it in the sky.
Yeah, look at that twat.
In the sky in real life. What is that guy?
Yeah. Mom! Get the camera!
What is that guy? What is that guy?
It's going upward.
What is that guy? Oh, it just freaking disappeared.
Whoa! It disappeared.
It just disappeared.
There we go. Reappears, huh? Yeah, I don't know about that one. Let me scare him real quick. Oi! Can't park there, mate!
You better get out of here. What is that? Maybe it's just like a rocket or something. What is that? What is that? Maybe it's a meteor shower? What is that? Guys!
Yeah, guys. Yeah, that kid is definitely gonna grow up to be a TikToker with the guys. But innocent kid just seeing things in the skies and being naturally curious. You definitely gotta open curiosity, right? And as kids, you're all obviously gonna be very curious, because you remember when you were a kid. Yeah, you were probably curious. You probably don't remember that, right? But yeah, no, so interesting, right? It looks like a meteor that is going upward or trying to leave the planet. But then it just disappears, reappears, and it is just there. it just reappears and it seems like that it's just sitting still. That is not a meteor, right? So that is a perfect example of what people are seeing now, and it's kind of batshit crazy. But check this.
The remote viewers that went like 1 billion years in the past of Mars and saw advanced civilizations, and now we're finding...
Quick context, he's talking about Joe McGonigal 001. And if you've seen Stranger Things, 001, in that was the bad guy, Vecna, right? You remember that? Whoa, crazy. I'm just saying, I'm not sure if they actually linked it with him or not, but obviously Stranger Things was based off of Montauk Project.
Structures on Mars, verified, right angles, 4 of them, impossible to exist in nature in that form.
And even conventional astronomers will say that Mars had a biosphere.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but in the mid-90s, Clinton gave a speech because a meteorite called ALH 840001, which had polycyclic hydrocarbons on it. It had like little bacterial fossils on it. He gave a speech being like, you know, maybe there was life on Mars, you know, due to this. This is pretty crazy. But I think the people that say 0% there was life on Mars, they're crazy. I mean, there are water caverns all over Mars. That is a fact. You have to be dogmatic to say that there wasn't life at some point.
There's the remote viewer.
I tell you, it's equally is batshit crazy to say 0% life existed on Mars or 100%, right? You can never be 100%. You can never say 0%.
They went down with a salvage ship.
Air Force officer claims human remains on crash UFO. What? Okay, so this is definitely coming from a documentary.
Dropped a net and brought it up, and they got it into the salvage ship. Just barely, because it was 15 meters in diameter and 12 meters in height. The bottom portion was damaged, but these people on board immediately identified it as an extraterrestrial craft.
Oh, they knew something. They played this game before.
So they transported it to Groom Lake, or Area 51. They opened it up. They found remains of 2 extraterrestrials inside. They found that these 2 extraterrestrials were at control panels. They had hand indentations where these extraterrestrials would be placing their hands.
How many fingers?
5 fingers, but there was no control mechanisms in there. So each one of them was approximately 68 inches tall. They were human-like. They had some kind of caps on their head. When they removed that, they found out there was hair. It was blonde hair.
What?
Now today, we would be considered the tall Nordics.
Ah, the tall Nordics.
The alien baddies that actually crashed. Yeah, fine indeed. Them baddies be crashing these UFOs a lot recently. Okay, no pun intended. But 68 inches. So 60 inches, that's like 5 feet if I'm not mistaken, right? So not that tall. Not that tall. Usually... you hear like tall whites Nordics being like between 6 to 9 feet tall. Some of them can be 6 feet. So I guess these were on like the shorter end. Yeah, shorter end of the stick. Okay, so less than 6 feet tall. Okay, wow.
Nordics, okay. I thought you were going that way.
And in the last compartment, and this is somewhat of a shocker, they found human remains.
So were they like...
went down with a...
So were they like abducting humans? Say it ain't so. You gotta say psych on that one. Check this one out. And quickly though, I gotta take a second to shout out you guys, especially the homie Shabanoti for becoming a brand new member, and the homie... Okay, man. Degenerate Dad. Come on, man. The homie Joshua, Mark, Aphrodite, and Fred for becoming brand new members on the channel. Also, shout out to Nathan, Alien Oddity, Nidus, and the homie Ghostface for also becoming a brand for the super thanks and for being members on the channel. Thank you guys so much for all the love on the channel, for supporting the channel, the show. You gotta do none of it as always, but those of you that choose to, thank you guys so much for all the love. Alright, let's get back to the content here, baby cakes. Check this!
If you travel close to the speed of light, then distances shrink from your perspective. According to laws of physics, if you can build a spacecraft that goes very close to the speed of light, you can shrink the distance to the Andromeda Galaxy, and therefore the time it takes to get there. You can make those 2 million light years. You could traverse across that distance in principle in a minute, according to physics. However, the downside is that if you came back to the Earth at that speed to tell everybody what you'd found, at least 4 million years would have passed on the Earth.
Dang.
We could, in principle, explore the galaxy and beyond, but getting to chat to everybody about what you found is forbidden
Wow.
by the structure of the universe. Just the way that relativity works. If you travel...
I went to watch that latest movie last night with my homies. It was the new Ryan Gosling movie. It was pretty good though. So yeah, and this also brings me back to Interstellar and all that. It's fascinating, right? That time moves differently. So in other words, time travel exists, but only in the future. Perhaps not in the back, in the past, or maybe one day we're gonna find out. Top 1,000 EP files disturbing videos, 14 out of 1,000. Try not to. Whoa, discussing the 8 humans. Yeah, that's a big topic too, right? Especially with the fast food restaurants, and these used to be just rumors, conspiracy theories. You're just loco, you're just cuckoo, right? And there were so many whistleblowers and so many people were accusing all the way 3 decades ago, back in the 96, the early 2000s, but the cases were dismissed and people never believed. But now, obviously, the files are out. We know all of this was actually true, and way more so than that. Plus, there are still files and videos that are being kept hidden, and we're seeing what's happening in the world, and people are calling it the Mid-East situation a distraction, and they kind of succeeded, because if you think about it, nobody's talking about EP files no more, because now this is the thing of the past, unfortunately. So. I mean about the world, yes. Dang. Yeah, I don't know if this is actually really from the EP files or not, but what she's saying, I don't even know if she's saying exactly that or not, but the topic is true though. They were like doing all kind of like crazy stuff with the young girls doing that. And I cannot even say certain words, but I'll just leave that. They were doing certain things with them, making sure certain chemicals would actually spike in their bloodstream and then actually eat them. It's, it's quite insane though. I mean, the word insane does not describe how insane it truly is. Because, your brain got tons of chemicals in it, and at certain moments, it fires certain chemicals, all right? And that's what, like, make you feel something, like adrenaline, one of them, right? And there are other chemicals. So they were doing crazy stuff with the kids, man, and making sure, like, they would have certain chemicals firing up naturally in their bloodstream and then eat them right after, bro.
So this might have actually happened. Debunkers owe everyone an apology, because a resurfaced Egyptian scroll from the British Museum had it right in front of our faces ever since it was put up in...
May God have mercy, man. May God have mercy. I'm talking about the previous topic, but okay. Let's cancel that one and let's move on.
So this might have actually happened. Debunkers owe everyone an apology, because a resurfaced Egyptian scroll from the British Museum had it right in front of our faces ever since it was put up.
May God not have mercy on the people, but may God have mercy on the victims. May God not have mercy on all those satanic people that done all those crimes.
Up in 1839. Yet another ancient document supporting the claim that biblical giants did in fact exist. This 3,300-year-old papyrus called Anastasia I has recently reignited interest from research groups who picked up on a certain detail that has gone largely unnoticed until now. So the scroll, believed to be the letter of a scribe, talks about encounters with a certain tribe called the Shosu people, who the Israelites were terrified of. Now, the part of the scroll in question translates to, "The narrow defile is infested with Shosu concealed beneath the bushes. Some of them are of 4 cubits or of 5 cubits from head to foot. Fierce of face, their heart is not mild, and they hearken not to coaxing." Now, a cubit was the standard unit of measure of the Egyptians, and 4 to 5 cubits, the supposed height of the Shosu people as mentioned in the scroll, measures up to 8.5 feet. 8'6". Historians all too predictably remain skeptical, as they claim there is no physical proof or archaeological evidence that giants existed during this time. Okay, buddy, keep telling yourself that. You wouldn't want to rewrite your little textbook now, would you? Now,
I guess it's safe to say that people don't buy the bull squash of like humans built it. I mean, some people believe that. I mean, if you believe that, you believe that, right? If you don't, you don't, right? I guess what I'm trying to get at is that we don't know how it was built, and that's a fact. We just don't know. We think we know. We assume it. We speculate about it. And some people obviously go on the side of, hey, it was the aliens that made it. And I guess some would call them the giants, but people would refer to the giants as the giants, or some would refer them to aliens, extraterrestrials. Still, so yeah, right? And it's just one of those things. We just don't know how and who made those pyramids. I guess it's safe to say. I mean, I don't buy into the fact that humans alone made those pyramids, though. But
in all fairness, 8'6" is freakishly tall, but still in the realm of possibility of heights that humans are capable of reaching. With the tallest man in recorded history, Robert Wadlow, coming in at a staggering 8'11". But regular humans just aren't built to be this tall. And at heights like these, typically live lives riddled with health complications and have difficulty performing basic human functions. With Wadlow living his entire life wearing leg braces, suffered from hypertrophy, and passed away.
It's safe to say that it's better to be a short king than to be a discombobulator that is that tall, bro.
At the very young age of 22 in 1940. As is the case with pretty much every recorded human who grows to be this tall. Far from the fierce, angry, and violent warriors, this Egyptian scroll and pretty much every single civilization of our past speaks of these giants. Sounds to me like these menacing 8 to 9 plus foot behemoths were a lot different and far more common than the extremely rare outlier human who grows to these same heights. So why exactly do we keep denying they ever existed when literally every ancient...
My neck hurts just by watching this video, bro. How tall they gotta be, man. Yeah, people would have to look like crazy high.
This old 1990
This was caught flying over the mountains.
footage shows two strange figures flying over a mountain valley. Both.
Yo, that's James and Lily Potter from Harry Potter's. Wow, that's James. That's Lily from Harry Potter. Harry Potter right before Harry Potter was born, and right before Voldemort was around.
On one broom.
In no
what
way.
exactly was caught here? Like this video, follow and like.
In no
this
way,
old.
Hachisuku-sama? What is that? It's kind of like the white lady, but it's like an 8-foot Japanese Slenderman. That's what they call it.
A Slenderman?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
So there's this person who told the story. So she was in her backyard, just playing normal, right?
Yeah.
In Japan. So there was this bush that was like 8 feet tall. And some lady came up and like peeked at her.
Over the 8-foot tall thing?
Oh, man. And she was like, there's no way. Is she on stilts? Because this shit's high as hell.
Yeah,
You feel
yeah.
me? So she goes and she peeks over and says, boo, boo, boo. Right?
Before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys.
Nah.
Your phones were being spied
Nah, you always cap with that crap, bro. Nah.
on. Click on this icon, then on more.
Nah.
If you see it,
It's a way to share the video, essentially. Yeah. I fell for it too, and you guys actually pointed out in the comment section. So now I'm smart. See, I'm not a professional TikTok user though, right? So I didn't know, and I was thinking, yes, you gotta click on the share button, right? But yeah, this don't exist.
delete it immediately.
So she goes in and tells her grandma.
It's the way to get the algorithm on your side and share your videos naturally. Because if you click on the share button, that's from my understanding based on like what you guys been saying in the comments, right? And it does make sense. So you click on the share button. You don't have to necessarily share. The fact that you would click on it, that would just signal the algorithm that you're actually thinking about sharing or you have shared it. So, duh, this is a video worth sharing to naturally on the home pages. So, yeah, I mean, it's smart though. It's smart as hell.
Grandma and grandpa who are just eating dinner, they don't care what she's saying until she says, but she made this noise. Boo. Boo, right?
Yeah.
And the grandma and grandpa were like, we know who that is.
What? They
Right?
know?
The theory is that if you see Hachisuku-sama,
Yeah.
that means in a couple of days you're
Oh,
Nah,
abducted.
ain't no way.
So what they did was they put her in her own room, right?
Yeah.
Newspaper, cover up everything. Salt in the corner so she can't reach her.
Mm.
And she said, whatever you do, just stay in this room. So this is where it gets.
What happened?
The whole night goes by, nothing happens.
Yeah.
She hears a knock on the door, and it's like
Oh,
the
crap.
grandpa. It's the grandpa saying, oh, I heard you're lonely. Can I come in and accompany you if you're lonely?
Yeah.
She goes to the door, fam. She looks around, and all the salt is
Yeah.
black.
Oh.
And all she
Holy
hears is
crap.
boo, boo.
Holy-
Hachisuku-sama.
Okay, no, that gave me goosebumps though, because just imagining it. And yeah, this is one of those things. I believe we actually had talks about this in one of the paranormal videos in the past too. Shout out to That Is Impossible. Check this.
Now, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I remember watching samurai movies with my family. And at the time, I remember being fascinated by Japanese
Yeah.
culture. Now, what's most interesting about it is that in Japan...
Okay, I would like if this video actually jumps into this same topic. Okay, I would actually because I've skimmed through it, like I put the videos together and all that, but yeah, I'm not sure if this is gonna talk about this or not.
Japanese culture, you'll find the most mysterious stories about spirits, ghosts, and supernatural beings.
Yeah. Kind of like in the same realm, but mommy?
One of the most intriguing would be the yokai, a supernatural entity that in Western culture would resemble demons and shadow people. Now, the yokai were first mentioned in ancient Japanese texts thousands of years ago and can sometimes be both portrayed as good spirits or evil ones. Seeing a yokai can sometimes also be considered as a bad omen. And it was on the month of July 2024 that Yamada Anthony came face to face with a very bizarre situation.
Oh, dang. Face to
Now,
face,
Yamada
huh?
Anthony has an internet account focused on real estate. And in most of his videos, he's showcasing apartments and houses.
Bro, I just saw this. Check this. Where is it? Let me just go frame by frame. Just a couple of seconds. Man, 560 USD home for rent in Fuku. Okay, I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. But in Japan, that's the dream, bro. 560 USD. That's cheap versus like the prices that we got going on here, man. $2,000 home for rent. What? You gotta stay psyched, man. $2,000 a home for rent. Okay, that's a bit too much, but I mean, we're talking about a home, right? And this is just okay. Now this is also a home. So how many bedrooms we're talking? How many what's the plot here? If you want to know though.
Apartments and houses for sale. At the time, he was in the city of Fukuoka, which is known to be home of many ancient temples, and also home to the infamous Chisetsu Tunnel, a place said to be haunted by the spirits of a tragic event that took place back in the 1900s.
Yeah, yeah, it's time to shine, brother. Am I seeing something? Oh no, wait. Someone is sitting there, right? Holy crap.
In one particular video, Yamada is seen.
Yeah, bro said I'm out. Yo, somebody was sitting there. This one, right? Oh shit, bro. Okay, so it's kind of like on the same, I mean, not necessarily on the same topic, but still like the Japanese paranormal stuff, so. Now you gotta say psych, man. Okay, now I'm
in one particular video, Yamada is seen recording a beautiful house when all of a sudden, this happens. Check this out.
Now today we have a classic Japanese home, starting with a very nice tatami room.
Crap.
This house will run you a month.
Oh, that shadow was there. Okay, I saw it. Yeah.
The rent of Junimanen. This 4-bedroom home is in a wonderful location. 3-minute walk away from a supermarket, electronics store, and convenience stores. And just a 5-minute bike ride, you are at the train station.
Did you
what
see
appears
that?
to be the shadow of a person can be seen behind one of the sliding doors. At first, I thought it could be someone helping him around with the recording, but as he enters the room, it becomes quite clear that he was all alone.
Did you see
There's
that?
absolutely no one there.
Thank you for subscribing, Justin. Okay, so why is he not saying, did you see that? Because he always says, did you see that? The video is not complete till he says it, man.
If we slow-mo and replay the video a couple of times, we can also notice something very creepy about this shadow. It seems as if the proportions between the arms, legs, and body seem unnatural.
He's skipping the leg days, though. Yeah, remember, fellas, gotta do your lunges, man. Gotta do your squats. You gotta train those glutes, man. Pose. I mean, the quads, rather, or everything. Gotta treat everything equally, man.
There's something very eerie about it, and I'm not exactly sure what.
Yeah, skipping the gym.
There's also the fact that
skipping the
Yamada
leg
does
day.
not seem to notice this person at any moment. Could it actually be that he captured a yokai or a shadow person on camera? But when it comes to paranormal events,
it doesn't
stop there.
Yep, I love it.
On July 2022, Axel Loza and his brothers went exploring an abandoned tunnel somewhere in Mexico. It's the kind of thing that most young people do. And when you're young, you don't know the kind of dangers that you can run into.
Yeah. When you're young, you're kind of dumb though, so.
Everything was going as it should, up until the moment that they spot what appears to be some sort of witchcraft. Not knowing exactly what to do, and curious like any young person would be, Axel and his brothers go about touching and moving things around. The next day, Axel and his friends began witnessing a series of unexplained events.
Aquí están mis hermanos.
Here are my brothers.
Hace rato se quieren dormir.
And they've been trying to sleep for a while now, but they ain't sleeping though, they're wide awake.
Pero están viendo la misma
But they are
cara
seeing the same face that I see.
y es lo que me temía.
That I was afraid of. Oh
La
crap.
verdad es lo que me temía y no sé qué hacer.
And I don't know what to do.
No se pueden dormir.
They can't sleep.
Ni vean, aquí está, pero cuando yo trato de abrir,
And when I open the door, there's nobody there.
no hay nada. No hay absolutamente nada.
Nothing.
Y no sé qué hacer.
After waking up to scratching sounds, Axel and his brothers are completely creeped out by what appears to be a face staring at them from inside the closet. Now completely scared, they open the door and there's nothing there. That same night, Axel cleans his room with salt water in hopes that this was just a bad dream.
Yeah,
but things just get worse.
Uh-oh!
Con la novedad de que
I
se me
love
acaba
it when
de
things
caer
get
la
worse.
guitarra, de hecho aquí van a poder ver.
So scratches showing up on the
Una
guitar?
rotura, sí se rompió, como que se cayó, se golpeó, yo nomás bajé a ver. Y pues sí está bastante rasguñada aparte. Y no me gusta,
scratches,
la
I don't
verdad.
like this.
No me gusta nada que esté, si se puede ver ahí todos los rasguños que tiene. Y no me gusta bastante nada, la verdad. Sí me llega a dar un poco de miedito, pero sé que no les había actualizado sobre este tema.
I mean, hard to say whether it was him that scratched or somebody else, but
acabo de notar algo.
Right?
Acá en el
Uh-oh.
cuarto, donde está así. Es un cuadro que nosotros tenemos aquí desde hace mucho.
For a long
que
time.
hasta en un video llegó a aparecer. Y pues da la casualidad.
And now by chance, there are scratches?
Ahora está volteado.
Ooh, it has backwards.
Y se me hace, la verdad, muy extraño. Gente, esto me está asustando cada vez más. Se está prendiendo y apagando la luz desde hace rato. Pero lo que pasa es que es directamente desde el switch.
Yeah.
Y no me gusta para nada.
After witnessing a series of strange and unexplained events,
Kinda
Axel
creepy.
is now completely freaked out. So he spends a few days away from his house and goes back to living his regular routine, playing music with his band and going to college. However, on one certain night, he begins once again feeling as if there's something watching him and following him around. This is what happens.
Quiero que vean, estoy ahorita en el baño de la universidad.
I'm in the university
Pero el
bathroom.
pedo ahorita es que
Holy
estoy,
crap.
bueno,
But this is
acabo de
what?
terminar de hacer el baño y se está tocando la puerta, pero quiero que vean
Something knocking, but I want to
que
show
pues
you
no hay nada.
that there's
Vean,
no one
ahí
here.
está mi
Look.
reflejo, pero
Yeah, my
vean, de este
reflection.
lado, pues aquí no hay nada, vean. Acá tampoco, vean.
Yeah. Oh crap.
Aquí tampoco hay nada.
There's no one here. Yeah. Oh
Aquí
crap.
pues tampoco, vean. Y acá el lugar es bastante pequeño y está mi reflejo.
Yeah.
Pero a ver, hoy. ¿Escucharon?
Oh please. Oh crap. Oh man.
¿Escucharon?
Oh whoa. Yeah, that's what I was
No hay
holding.
nada.
Oh man, that's not what I was kind of like anticipating. Like we're probably gonna see like something behind it.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Well, at
Oh,
the time,
finally he said, "Did you see that?"
Axel didn't. What appears to be the face of a ghostly figure can be seen inside one of the bathroom stalls in his college. And even though Axel was hearing strange sounds and was pretty sure he wasn't all alone, he didn't see anything. After the video was posted, it amassed millions of views and thousands of comments, and most people were giving him advice on how to solve this bizarre situation. Most believe
I should not be watching these. I mean, UFO videos are one thing, but like the paranormal ones, I should not be watching these late at night because I film these videos late at night.
that this is some sort of jinn or demonic entity that may have followed him around after exploring the abandoned tunnel. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is the real deal or not. What I do know, however, is that Axel and his brothers should not have messed with the witchcraft that they found in that abandoned tunnel. But I want to know your take.
It does look very convincing though, but it surely can't be fake, right? It does look very, very convincing, and you're telling me he did not see Yeah, I mean, shit happens though. Like sometimes, you know, something is in plain sight, but you just don't see it. It happens to all of us. But check this.
And his friend were exploring an abandoned dark location.
Shout out to Mr.
As
Man.
they moved forward, their flashlight caught something on the floor. A cross,
What the hell?
either drawn or formed from scattered debris. Moments later, they captured this.
Shoot!
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I remember this. Okay, that ain't gonna work, homie. So yeah, looks like an alien twat, right? It looks like one of the alien creature I remember seeing
A grey
the
humanoid
face off.
creature with a bald head. The men panicked and ran out immediately. Whatever that creature was, it didn't match any known folklore. The footage ended abruptly, leaving only questions.
Kind of interesting when you think about it. The growling sound, it obviously does not 100% match, but it's in essence it's kind of similar to the you know, the Disclosure Day trailer that we've had so far. Maybe by the time you're watching this video it's already out, but the Disclosure Day movie by Steven Spielberg has that sort of sound in the trailer. Allegedly, that's like how one of the alien species sound like. So this kind of is similar to that, honestly.
Was it a hoax?
And this video is old. It's an older footage.
Two
so
friends were exploring a dense forest late at night when they caught this clip.
3 shots.
A humanoid figure, dark and eerie, moved silently among the trees. Panic rose as the person behind the camera urged their friend to act. 3 shots rang out.
Hit that mother.
Hey, yo! Oh, crap! Whoa! Oh my god! Oh my god! He shot a shotgun? Really? Okay.
Dude, I think you missed it.
For a moment,
Oh, we gotta watch it in raw.
their friend to act.
We gotta rewatch
3
this.
shots rang out.
Hit that mother. Dude, I think you missed it.
Oh, missed
For
it,
a
huh?
moment, it seemed like they made.
Dang, so I wasn't the only one. Huh? By the way, I use the Canadian Bob of War, right? Like, guys, yeah, you know, you don't want to be using the American version because that would actually hurt. This one doesn't hurt, though, so you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, never thought in a million years that guy would be like, oh, take this, mother effer. Pow! You're a crazy guy, crazy lad.
May have hit it, but the figure quickly darted out of sight. Whether it was a person, an animal, or something far stranger, the encounter left the friends shaken.
Right. Yeah, looks kind of like transparent-ish.
A woman was outside her home one evening when she noticed something unsettling near her garage and decided to record.
I remember this one, okay. Yeah, this is basically nothing, so essentially shadows of these things that my behind my face cam. So these one, yeah, shadows of
So
that.
the video she noticed stumbled upon an odd crawling creature.
Whoa, monkey slug.
A man was exploring his backyard when he stumbled upon an odd crawling creature. At first glance, it looked almost otherworldly.
It looks
Upon
like a spider, like a big one, like a super big one.
closer inspection, it turned out to be a monkey slug caterpillar. Despite its truly unsettling appearance, the caterpillar is harmless.
Oh.
Still, most people wouldn't want to encounter it.
Yeah, I mean, no way.
Back in December 2025, a man was driving through a remote area in North America when he saw something he couldn't identify. At first, it looked like a man standing upright, but in an instant, the huge creature bolted. Some suggested timber wolves, but this creature looks way too big.
Holy
Others
mother.
immediately speculated it could be a juvenile dogman. North America has a long history of dogman sightings, going back to the late 19th century. What do you think it was?
Yeah, it looked like a man standing, but then it just
Facebook
starts
user
running on
Sherwin
4
Archie Regulation
feet.
captured what they claimed to be a dogman lurking in the woods. As soon as the video starts, you can tell something isn't right.
It looks like a bozo, though.
The figure moves strangely, its posture unnatural, and its presence feels wrong.
Knock it off, you little prick!
Viewers immediately reacted with disbelief, saying it was AI, seeing how perfectly it moves.
Nowadays it do be like that. You know, that's the first response that comes literally from everyone. they say it's AI. Okay, yeah, whatever, it's AI. Okay, whatever, it's AI. Yeah. It's kind of sad times though, in a way, right? Because video evidence is no longer important. It's no longer viable. It's no longer like credible, I would say. Or even if it's credible, you still don't believe it 100%. Was it by design? Did they want to actually do that? Or yeah, coincidence? I don't know about it, man. I don't know. Especially with the rise of UFO videos and sightings. By the looks of it, right? It's a perfect time for the AI to come out and fake the videos and all that, to cause a dent in the transparency and the credibility.
Was it a real cryptid wandering the forest, or a hyper-realistic trick? A man was walking past a quiet school late in the day when something strange caught his attention.
Empty bus, but
a parked school bus sat alone in the yard.
I remember that.
But through the windows, he could see small figures running inside, like children playing. The problem was, it wasn't school time. The yard was empty, and no kids were supposed to be anywhere near that bus. Curious and a little uneasy, he walked closer to get a better look. But as he reached the bus and looked through the glass again, the figures were suddenly gone.
I guess it is time, guys. We gotta do it. It's been a minute, though. Shout out to Bizarre Bub. Yep, we're doing it. Yep, we're doing it. Let me know if you guys want dedicated paranormal videos or not. But yeah, this is... okay, let's check it out.
On March 4th of 2026, at around 11 p.m., Destiny K is fast asleep when suddenly something unexpected wakes her up out of bed.
Hey, whoa.
Destiny didn't know it at the moment, but her house was struck by lightning. However, this wouldn't be the only thing she wasn't aware of, because on the same night of this incident, something rather creepy
already had a jump scare, bro. What the hell?
was recorded on camera. During the time that lightning struck her house, something happens inside her room.
Okay. So that's me in bed. There's a TV. Look in this general area. Okay, this corner of the room. And tell me if you see what I see. The lightning strikes. Look in this bottom right corner. Wait for it. There.
Ooh. Yeah, no, like a figure just...
To the brightness.
Now I'll play the video in slow-mo so you can see it better, but keep in mind that the sound you hear in this video isn't scary music that was added to the footage. The sound is naturally what you hear when you play it at 10% speed. The following is what was caught.
Oh man. Maybe vibrations of the house, so lightning hit and you know, it hit like the metal and all the other stuff, so it's like the sound is like trembling and I don't know how to say it, but like I hopefully you get the point here, but I'm assuming it's just the sound is going across, you know, perhaps not, but that's the way but there's seemingly a figure.
Do you see that?
Ooh, yeah, like someone just sitting there, like, dang.
Tell me that doesn't look like a person sitting on the floor in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And then they're gone.
You know, this kind of is one of those things that kind of makes me believe, because, you know, scientifically it's proven that we only see 0.some percentage of reality, not even a 0.1% with our eyes, right? And the lightning hit. So perhaps, you know, that just lifted the veil up for a second there, and she started seeing like something other than what what normally a human eye can't.
And then it's just gone. With this thing, keep in mind that
Although Destiny can't figure out what exactly was caught here, she can definitely see an outline of a body. The image isn't exactly the clearest, But there's no doubting that something which wasn't there initially suddenly appears before disappearing in a flash.
So over here is where I capture the footage. I do not want to go over there, so I'm kind of staying over here. I haven't really sort of crossed this way. I sort of exit out the other door.
Yeah, like this is what I was referring to. So we only see 0.0035% of the total spectrum, the total reality. That's what they say. Is that true? I don't know, but that's what they say, okay? Which is kind of wild. Kind of wild.
Basically, I saw the flash.
Now, little did she know that this wouldn't be the only thing she recorded on camera, because something else was captured inside her home on the same night of this incident.
Literally half the power in this house is out. Half of the house is out.
Over at her living room, her security camera recorded the fire department arriving to her house. They were there to check for any fire hazards caused by the lightning strike. But during their inspection, something very strange happens.
This is all captured on like a security camera that's battery operated, and thank God we had that. Pay attention to this firefighter right here. He keeps looking over at the couch again and again, like as if someone's sitting there and there's not. And this is when it really gets weird.
According to the firemen, they'd sworn they'd seen someone sitting down on this couch.
Oh man. I thought I saw someone
Watch
there.
closely.
Really? Yeah. Well, invited is right now. Invited is a strong word. I had to say. Part of my life. My house is sweet. 7, 8, something.
Ooh, yeah, he notices, nah, he didn't. It is as though somebody was sitting and moved, or somebody just sat. So you saw, like, the sofa move a little bit, right? The cushion kind of squish. Is that how you say? Can't be out here doing that crap.
On the same sofa where they thought they saw someone sitting, this happens. An imprint on the back cushion begins to rise, almost as though someone had gotten off the couch.
Gotten off, yeah.
Now, of course, it's quite likely that the firefighter was merely leaning on...
Yeah, apparently whoever was sitting just said that, okay, you know what? I'm gonna let you work, big boy. I'm gonna let you work. I'm gonna just get off your nuts, okay? Pause on that one, but, you know, like, he's like, yeah, what a guy. What a nice guy. Yeah, let the firefighter work.
On the sofa, causing the cushion to pop back into place after getting off. But here's where things start to get truly creepy. If it's likely the case that the fireman was responsible for the rising cushion, then how does one explain this? On the same recording, just a few minutes before checking this panel, a fireman shines his light on the couch and shows this.
You know what, actually? I knew you did. That's the very corner of the dark and the light in the wall. There you go.
Firemen don't notice.
All I need are
No one was leaning on the couch this time, let alone being close to the sofa, yet somehow, an imprint begins to clear up, as though someone had stood up from sitting down. Like someone disturbed by the light, they move away.
Yeah.
Now, none of the firemen had noticed the shifting imprint, and neither had Destiny, until she went through all the recordings to see if anything else happened on this night. But while scrubbing through all the videos, she found something else that she didn't even notice at first, and it's something that you might have missed too while watching these clips.
Okay.
Early on, when the fireman kept looking at the
I gotta put the face cam right there. What are the odds that this was not, like, added later on? I mean, I feel like that a lot of people are, okay, I'm not sure like how you would feel about it, but this is just a thought I had. I'm assuming that generally most people would believe this footage, because I'm also very much believing this footage to be real, because it's more like a, you know, door cam, right? Like a house security camera. So, you know, it's just you put in the SD card, or you record it, and then just like you got the recording, and if something crazy happens, you have the footage, right? So you would assume that it's real because it's recorded and you got the raw recording and that's it. But what if it was taken and edited? Usually though, Yeah, that thought wouldn't... I mean, it would pop up, but it's like, you would not think of somebody doing that because of the home security camera, if I'm making sense. But surely, like, some people would definitely fake shit. But I don't know, though. Like, in this one, it has that real kind of vibe, right? Probably due to the fact of the firefighters being there. That's number one, so you got the credibility there. Plus, they're acting kind of suspicious, and one of the guy already said that he's seeing something on the sofa. So couple that up with the bizarre activity and the footage. Yeah, I'm inclined to believe this one. Yeah, honestly, what are your thoughts?
This couch, as if seeing someone sitting there. This happens.
I didn't even know.
That's a dog barking. What's that? Was it there before?
No, not that I mean, it's kind of like city blackout.
The light went off.
Whatever it was that the fireman kept seeing on this.
Holy crap. Yeah, the lights are also a big one, right? Because energy, I'm assuming, and it's being said that we're beings, right? Like spiritual beings. We got energy as well. I guess they also have energy. So this one, no, that's insane. So the energy goes off, the light goes off.
This couch must have been so unsettling that he couldn't stop glancing over. Perhaps he was trying to make sense of what he was seeing, but it didn't help because looking this way only made things more baffling.
Right.
Somehow, a candle that was burning bright goes out all of a sudden.
Oh,
then
it's a
later,
candle.
another candle extinguishes.
Sheesh.
The two candles, combined with the fact that both firemen thought they saw someone sitting on the couch, makes this whole occurrence unsettling.
So they blew the candle off by the looks.
That night, it's no wonder why she can't help but think that a ghost or some paranormal thing was caught on camera. But like with most of these videos, it's never certain as to what was captured. Currently, there haven't been any updates on the situation, but until then, this one has yet to be explained. As always, let me know your thoughts on this one.
Convincing, slightly though, I would say though. Uh-oh! Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now this next video was sent in by Nia22, who writes that she took this recording back in 2014. She remembers filming this moment right away, just in case she needed proof for anyone who wouldn't believe her. While staying over at her grandmother's house, her grandma's dog Coco began staring at the ceiling, but Coco had no reason to look there as nothing was on the ceiling.
Yeah,
she would just stare at it before hiding underneath the bed. Turns out, she was looking at the two ribbons attached to the ceiling fan, one of which is moving by itself.
I thought that was a snake.
Something happens that terrifies everyone inside.
But here's my old phone.
I love it when it terrifies.
That it's not edited or anything.
This is Nia's footage. Watch.
So it's moving. The fan will move, I'm assuming. Yeah, Coco there. Uh-oh, Coco looking up.
Did that boy text you yet? No, look. Coco can tell something's wrong.
Yep. Coco got that sixth sense. His spectrum wide open.
Do you see that? Oh, the ribbon. Coco.
Coco goes underneath bed. Oh no.
Coco. What you doing down here?
Yeah, Coco got big from the back. Pose. Coco got nice glutes. Nice glutes, homie. Pause on that one. Oh
Bye,
no.
Coco. Bye, Coco.
Yeah, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
What the
profanity, woman. Oh, yeah, it's time to run. Time to, yeah, go, just run. Holy crap, what? Earthquake or... Probably not, or... Yeah. Ooh.
In a panic frenzy, both Nia and her cousin jump out of bed. Thinking that an earthquake was happening right then, they immediately hop off, only to see that nothing else in the room was shaking. If nothing around the bed or below it was there to cause a tremor, then what did? As Nia believes, Coco had crawled out from under the bed as she sensed
Coco knew, man, my glutes were not safe there, safe down there.
that something wasn't right.
Bye, Coco.
Yeah,
Bye.
see ya.
Like most videos involving dogs that see things that aren't there, this one seems to suggest that something unexplainable was at play here. Perhaps the ribbon wasn't what was getting Coco's attention, but instead...
Yeah, Coco was like... takes its sweet time to look up, just having one of those Hollywood moment, like one of those movies. It's kind of like the movie shit, right? Like when the actor or the character notices something and just takes their sweet time to look up for the suspense, to build up the suspense and all that. Yeah.
Whatever was moving it. Had Coco sensed something that might explain the rocking frame? Or had something else been at play here?
Yeah, that this movement is kind of
only
wild.
Coco might know the answer to this.
Right, Coco seeing things though. This man took a crazy ass selfie with the UFO. Check this.
Edie Morales captured one of the most mysterious UFO photo series in the country.
Yeah.
According to his testimony, he was driving towards Serra de Igatu when he spotted a strange craft moving near a cliff wall.
Whoa!
He stopped the car and managed to take several photographs before the encounter took an even stranger turn. About 40 minutes later, still on the same road, his vehicle suddenly shut off without warning. As he tried to restart it, a bright light appeared over the hood. And when he looked up, he claimed to see a UFO hovering directly above. In shock, he got...
Man, what are the odds that he sees it, gets out, take a picture, and as he takes a selfie, it's perfectly centered.
Out, snapped a selfie with the object in the background, and ran.
My
the next
God.
day, his car had to be towed because, according to him, the electrical system had been completely burned out. In the 6 photographs shared online, a spherical object can be seen floating in the foggy sky. In some images, the object appears to be rotating rapidly, while in others, it remains still, revealing multiple light sources arranged around its lower section. The image...
It kind of looks like a planet, right? It feels like, it reminds me of the pictures that NASA have, never a straight answer, obviously. But yeah, no, it looks like a planet.
that gained
like
the most attention
like Jupiter or something.
Was the one of Edie standing below the craft, which many now refer to as the first UFO selfie in history. Analysts have noted that the object appears to be physically present in the environment, with lighting and depth consistent with the surrounding landscape, showing no clear signs of digital manipulation. Still, opinions remain divided. Some skeptics argue that the object could have been a sky lantern or some type of custom-made balloon, while others believe the account of the car's electrical failure adds credibility to the event. What is certain is that the object's perfectly spherical, solid appearance and stable hovering behavior make it difficult to dismiss outright. To this day...
Now, this got to be one of the, I would say, one of the best sighting that seems credible. Obviously can be fake though, but what are the odds, right? Yeah, he must have saw his car break down, saw this in the sky, and he's like, aliens! Okay, I ain't bull squashing around anymore. Check this one. This gotta be one of the craziest too. So apparently this man, we don't have any information on it, but this man records this. And you'll see. So he zooms in on it.
What the f—
And right here, profanity. So we on YouTube, so gotta just skip around a little bit. He says, what the F, and shows his hand.
What the—
I can't say that on YouTube. So he shows himself, zooms in, zooms out. And seems like just a couple of...
What the—
Ah! Okay, I mean, bro, like...
What?
So clear as day. The video quality is 480p, not the best, as it always is with some of these videos. But it seems like just a UFO twat just chilling with parking brakes on. Yo, can't park there, mate! Yeah, what do you make of it? Seems genuine, but you never know, right? But this gotta be one of the freakiest conspiracy video. Check this.
One of the ex-Disney employees exposed one of the building in Epcot, and there's videos.
What's up, guys? My name's Matt Sonsois. I'm backstage at Epcot.
So he goes in, it's like red rooms, purple carpet. He's going around it, door after door, opening it. There's weird paintings on the wall and shit like that, posters, everything. So I think one of the lady in the building goes, oh, are you supposed to be here?
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How about you?
Ah, good. Are you supposed to be up here?
You tell me.
Nope, you're not.
Okay.
Can we go?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
So the guy's like, oh no, I'm gonna keep exploring. He's like, okay, if you can.
Yeah, whenever in doubt, just act stupid. Here, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, yeah. But she's like, nope, you're not allowed to be here.
To keep exploring, I'm gonna call the cops.
Before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys. Their phones were being spied on. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately.
I've never seen anything like that. He always talks about this.
So the guy's like, okay, I'm gonna go with you and stuff like that. The girl keeps trying to distract the guy, like, oh, how's your day? Even though the guy's going like, oh, what's in this room? It's like, nope, how's your day? Like,
How are you?
I'm alright. How about you?
No, let's go this way, please.
Okay, what's back there?
No, we're just gonna go this way.
Oh, okay.
Are you enjoying your day?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, was enjoying the day till you actually came in and gave the kid the punishment. It feels like she's acting like a teacher. Oh, you cannot be there. Come back to the classroom.
Having fun?
Yep.
Was having.
Okay.
No, I went to the park earlier today, so I'm wearing my tennis shoes, but
This is an awesome elevator.
Isn't it amazing?
Holy crap.
So we're now gonna like talk about everything else but the main thing, right? Just to kind of like move on to the next topic. Okay.
One of the ex-Disney employees exposed one of the.
Yep, seems kind of wild to me though. But they also found this, and I want to also show you guys like this video that is going around too. Quickly though, gotta take a second to shout out you guys, especially the homie Joshua, the homie Mark, Aphrodite, Fred, Dink Duck, Worth 1864, and the homie Nathan for becoming brand new member on the channel. Also shout out to the Jose, Evie, and Munsi for the super thanks. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, the show, the videos, and all that. Even though you know you gotta do none of it, and you seriously don't have to do anything, you know that, but you choose to still do all of that. Appreciate all the live. Alright, let's get back to the content here, baby cakes. Let's find out what the hell is going on in Hawkins tonight. Check this.
Scientists have officially found 148 pieces of human trash in the deepest point of the Mediterranean Sea. These researchers sent a submersible over 16,000 feet down in the Calypso Deep, which is the deepest point in the entire Mediterranean. Whenever the cameras hit the bottom, they found plastic bags, glass bottles, drink cans, fishing gear, and crumpled paper sitting in total darkness. 148 pieces of confirmed human garbage. And here's what makes this entire thing worse, because scientists estimated that there could be up to 26,000 pieces of trash per square kilometer down there.
Yeah.
That would officially make this spot one of the most litter-dense spots ever recorded on any ocean floor on the entire
I mean, we rarely be polluting the planet though. Like it's kind of messed up when you think about it.
our planet, 3 miles below the surface where almost no life even exists. Now this is the part that gets me, because some of this didn't just drift down. Researchers found evidence that boats were dumping bags of garbage overboard, and they could see the piles and drag marks on the seafloor. When it comes to the Mediterranean, not a single inch of it is clean. A plastic bag surviving a 3-mile trip to the bottom of the sea might be the most impressive and also the most depressing thing I've ever heard. So we can't even keep the places that Scientists just discovered that 26-foot-tall towers that covered Earth 400 million years ago weren't plants, fungus, or animals. They were a completely unknown form of life. This is obviously insane. 407 million years ago, before trees even existed, the tallest things on land were actually these massive 26-foot
407 million years ago. Okay. Alright, we're gonna forget about it, guys. We're just gonna get to it.
Pillars that look like smooth trunks. Scientists have actually been arguing about what they were since
I mean, they look like I don't think we can say that word on YouTube, but the homie dill. Okay, let me say something else. Dough. It looks like that, man.
43, and some of them have said that it was giant fungus or ancient plants, but nobody's been able to figure it out. Until now. They were able to take a perfectly preserved fossil from 407 million years ago from a rock formation, they hit it with infrared light, they built 3D constructions of the insides, and then they ran it through AI to match its chemical fingerprint against every known living
I thought they were gonna run it through like some chemicals, like how usually scientists do, but through AI. Love it.
Thing on Earth, and guess what? It matched nothing. And this is where it gets so weird, because they say that the inside of this thing had 3 completely different types of tubes woven together in patterns that don't exist in any known fungus, plant, or animal alive or extinct. The researchers on this entire project right now literally just straight up said that it belongs to an entirely extinct branch of complex life, not a different species, a different branch. We have been on this planet for 300,000 years, and we are still finding life that we didn't even know existed.
I mean,
you wonder why I don't sleep at night. Scientists...
You gotta take your beauty sleep, homie, but there's this curious theory about these giant trees. Oh, okay.
There's this curious theory about these giant trees that used to exist before the flood of Noah. Supposedly, they were these massive plants with tree trunks the size of mountains. And this is what just blows my mind. See, we already know that trees produce oxygen, but my question is, what if these trees were like a lot bigger? Because if there was a bunch of these trees everywhere, then of course the amount of oxygen in the air would increase. Only something very strange happens to life under these conditions, because it turns out that the whole world would become completely unrecognizable. Everything would be bigger, taller, and stronger. Bugs would grow to ridiculous sizes. Animals would be massive. You could run for much longer without even breaking a sweat, but you could also live longer. So in this theory, right before God sends the flood, these giant trees were simply cut down, which reduced the amount of oxygen on the earth, ultimately shortening the lifespans of future generations. There's this curious...
I mean, seems plausible though, because we all obviously hear about the giants too. So with bigger trees, got bigger giants, I mean dinosaurs back in the days too, so more oxygen. He explained that perfectly. Now seems plausible, but it's just gonna still be, sadly or fortunately, unfortunately, a cockamamie theory, okay? It always is gonna stay like that. It's a real word, by the way. Cockamamie is a real word. But moving the hell on, shout out to That Is Impossible. Check this.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm in the forest right now.
Oh crap.
Just looking for something.
In 2015, a video was uploaded to YouTube of a young man that was supposedly looking for something in the woods. The location is unknown, even though a lot of people state that this is possibly in Michigan. Now, as you may already know, Michigan is a place filled with stories of encounters with unexplained creatures, such as Bigfoot, and the list goes on. And it was on a cloudy afternoon that this young man found himself face to face with a very strange situation.
Oh, love
Check
it.
this out.
Let's get to it.
Forest right now.
I gotta itch my nose real quick.
Just looking for something.
Looking for something.
What?
Oh crap. Okay, if it moves, I'm gonna bust.
What was that?
Oi! Oi! Can be out here defecating. Oh shit!
Did you see that?
Yes, we
what
did see
appears
that.
to be some sort of humanoid creature can be seen crouching in the woods.
Yeah, looks like a poor Bigfoot just defecating, bro. Like, let him do what he needs to do. Let him just take care of his business. Yeah, like, give him some privacy, bro.
This is until this thing, whatever it is, gets up, and the young man does what anyone would do, and he runs for his life. After the video was uploaded to YouTube, there were many people leaving comments saying that this is a boar, others believe it could be a snake, and there were many others who agree that this is some sort of humanoid creature, possibly Bigfoot.
It could be... Yeah,
now,
I mean, hard
can't
to say. I wouldn't say a snake, though. Maybe a Borg, like he said, but definitely not a snake.
Exactly make out what this creature is, one thing is quite clear, and that's the fact that the young man was scared for his life, as if he had encountered something that he had never seen before. But when it comes to these type of unexplained encounters, it just gets stranger.
Alright guys, we went up and went looking for Sasquatch, and I'm gonna tell you this.
On February 9th, 2023, a YouTube channel by the name of Fishers Fishing and Hunting was hiking next to Mount Ogden, which is part of the Wasatch Mountain Range in Utah. It was a very cold and sunny day, and they were taking pictures of the beautiful landscape around them.
But then?
This is when all of a sudden, they spot what looks like a giant humanoid creature climbing the peak just next to theirs at a very fast rate.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Wait, babe, come here.
Yeah, Mom, get the damn camera!
In complete disbelief, they get their cameras and zoom in as most as they can, and this is what they saw.
Let's see. Oh crap, yeah, I do see it. Let's see. Oi! Oi! Yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to hear me. Let's make him hear me, okay?
That motherfucker. There's something wandering across the face of
Yeah, I mean, he didn't hear me, I think. Sheesh, man, my Bob of War not working today. Yeah, not working. Does not see us. Oh, maybe he did.
In the very beginning of the video, we can see what appears to be a regular person climbing the mountain. However, if we look closely, it seems to be moving way faster than any human would through the thick snow. Not only that, if we compare this creature's size with the trees around it, it looks quite tall.
Yeah, pretty big.
At the time, this led many people to speculate that this could be Bigfoot or possibly some sort of giant creature.
Ain't no dang diddly way, bruh.
Now, if all this weren't strange enough, it gets even stranger. On February 10th, just one day after, an internet personality known as The Muscle, who lives nearby, saw the video and got on his chopper to personally...
Yeah, bruh looks like Reacher 2.0, man, with that extra chub there, bro.
...fly over the area to check it out. And what he found out left the entire internet scratching their heads.
Alright guys,
definitely a bulky ass man.
And went looking for Sasquatch.
Yes, sir.
Because there was a sighting, and I'm gonna tell you this. You're definitely gonna want to watch the video. Right?
Yeah, he seems very, very excited though. Yo, tranquilo, chill, brother.
I gotta say this. I didn't believe in Sasquatch until today.
Whoa! Damn, he got a chopper out. Holy crap. Ooh. Okay, so these are bigger footprints. Okay, these seem big as well, but it ends there. Seem smaller prints in comparison to these. I was looking at that, I was like, yo, that is big. But then you see this, oof, that's way too big. Oh my goodness. You see you got the smaller one, the bigger ones after. Okay, I do see it like right there too. Yo, man got the entire chopper too.
While flying over Mount Ogden, the Muscle captures a chilling scene. What appears to be human footprints to the left and to the right, what looks like giant footprints that appear to have been made by the same creature that was caught on camera by Fisher's Fishing and Hunting YouTube channel.
Man.
It looks as if whatever this creature was, it could have been following someone around. And if this is the case, it could lead us to a much bigger mystery. The 411 missing cases.
Could it be like Sasquatch and Bigfoot just taking people away? Or is that like something else? Now, some people believe that Bigfoot, Sasquatch comes from portals. It's interdimensional. Maybe so. I'm not saying it is, but that's what some people think and say. And surely nowadays we're hearing a lot about aliens, UFO disclosure. Plus, we're also hearing about the portals as well. You know, Ross Coulthard came out, claimed to have seen one, and he says that there is one portal in the United States of America, and there are portals all over the world. And movies have also conditioned us big time as well. Recently, the new Superman movie, right? Like, yeah, it also had the portals in it. Yeah, so I mean, are they actually just desensitizing us, normalizing the topic? So when we get the official disclosure, whenever we do, it's not gonna be too big of a deal. Perhaps, maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty wild. But the question I got here is that, so he got the chopper, right? He's seeing like the footprints. Why not? I'm sure he must have done it, so I guess he found nothing. Well, because what I was gonna say was that, okay, you're seeing the footprints, okay, go around, you know, go around the block, just fly that dang chopper around and see where the footprints end, and see if you can find that dang creature. But we don't have it, or do we?
It's underground. If you put a light on them, they'll disappear in the woods.
But at that time,
I could understand what the elders were saying. They told us never to whistle at night or roam around. If you hear any whistling at night or even in the daytime, don't go out there. That's how people disappear, by following his whistles even into the daytime. That happens.
I mean, yeah, don't follow, I guess. Yeah, that is good advice.
Look how big that one is down there. It's got to be about 12 inches across. And there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water. Huh?
Oh, crap. Man.
I think it's time to go.
It is time to go. Yeah, you don't want to follow it. Bah! Bah! Yeah, it's not a sheep, guys. It's something else.
I think it's here at first, but not.
Yeah. Yo, what if this is like a distraction? Distraction in a sense where you see something that looks like Bigfoot. People are naturally drawn to it. They record it. They're curious. We see most people don't follow it because obviously, right? But what if this is like their way to lure you in? Because earlier he brought up the 411 missing. It's just a theory, right? But what if it's to lure you in and then you go missing once you start following it? Perhaps. Maybe there have been... I mean, we're looking at these videos of people recording, but what about the videos that we never see? What about people that see these things but don't record? Or record but we never get to see? What about those cases, right? There's gotta be some people that have gone missing after seeing these things, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever, they follow them and then we never see them, you know, they disappear. There's gotta be some, I mean, hypothetically, right? Just a theory though.
That is not a human.
Now, even though all of this is very compelling, it's very hard to tell if this is Bigfoot, a giant creature, or something else entirely. It could just be a huge coincidence.
Yep.
What I do know, however, is that Utah is a state popularly known for Sasquatch sightings, and thousands of people go missing every single year while venturing into the woods.
Yeah.
Not only that, the giant footprints and the speed at which this creature was pacing at are huge head scratchers.
Absolutely.
Telling me that right after President Trump said to declassify all the UFO stuff, that the UFO experts that you have personal knowledge of and that you have personal connection to, they've gone missing or wound up dead.
Well, one did, the one everybody's looking for, and it's pretty... Yeah, I don't know the circumstances. He left with a .38 in his holster, and I just... You're never going to convince me otherwise. I don't care what they find. I don't care what they find at this point. How does... My wife said it the other day, how does somebody disappear in this day and age?
Yeah.
How do they disappear?
Especially somebody with credentials, the so-called UFO expert, right?
I just think there's a lot going on. We got to get to the bottom of it. And there's a lot of, and I talked to the president about that. He asked me what I thought, and I said, Mr. President, I think it's like an onion. You just keep peeling it back. There's that lady right there. She had metallurgical knowledge, some of our missiles and stuff, and it's just too much, Benny.
This is a U.S. Representative Tim Burchett, for those of you who didn't know or wanted to know.
Too much is going on right now.
Advanced aerospace propulsion and plasma physics, fusion and rocket tech.
Dang.
Is the individual who's recently gone missing. Well, that sure as hell sounds like working on the UFO project. Right? Yeah. You're telling me
there are tons of other like UFO experts that have gone missing, and some of them are also no longer with us, and all of them had these sort of credentials, and this has started going on ever since we heard officially that there's gonna be a UFO disclosure that we're gonna know one day about them aliens, and before that day arrives, we're now actually hearing all of this, that they're going missing, which is pretty nuts, right? Like, that's definitely not a coincidence, but what about the disclosure day? They have been talking about the disclosure day, right? Check this.
Is the new disclosure film signaling a warning to humanity? Spielberg is directing a new film called Disclosure. And what really gets me is that Spielberg has been here before. In 1977, he he released Close Encounters of the Third Kind, a film about government secrecy, contact, and humanity standing on the edge of cosmic truth. But I think what a lot of people don't realize is that Spielberg was later invited to screen one of his alien films at the White House for President Ronald Reagan. And the famous line is, Reagan reportedly turned to Spielberg and said, "There are a number of people in this room who know that everything on that screen is absolutely true."
Damn.
Now, whether that comment...
And Reagan also once said that if we were met with a threat from outer space, you know that line, right? Yeah, Ronald Reagan, ladies and gentlemen, he knew too much. He knew too much, but he never spilled the beans. Or kind of
serious, playful, or something in between. We don't know, but context matters. Because before President Reagan became president, he described witnessing an unidentified flying object while flying in a small plane over California. He referenced extraterrestrial life several times during his presidency, even saying at the United Nations, quote, "I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world." That's historical record. Now let's fast forward.
Yeah. Disclosure Day is coming up pretty soon, so I think that's gonna be massive too. But right now there are conspiracies about Apple too. Oh no, man, check this.
That's how crazy it is that the first sin of mankind was Adam and Eve taking a bite out of an apple from the tree of knowledge, which led to the fall of man. And now half the world walks around with
fall of man. Ain't that right?
A library of virtually infinite knowledge in their pockets with the logo of a bitten apple on the back of it, which they were tempted to do by a serpent who promised they would be unharmed. And now we all take health advice from an international organization whose logo is a snake overlooking a flattened map of the world. Yo, that's enough for today for entertainment.
Yeah, in no way. You gotta be flipping my flapjacks. Yo, before we actually get to this part here, I want to also show you guys this clip and this clip as well from the paranormal chick. Yep. Quickly though, I gotta take a second to shout out you guys, especially the homie Aphrodite for re-becoming a member, the homie Fred, Dink Duck Ward 1864, the homie Nathan, the homie Matt, and Muncie. Shout out to you guys for being members on the channel and for becoming members and supporting the channel the way you do. Also the homie JJ, Lindsay, and the big homie Chris for the super thanks. Appreciate all the love, guys. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel the way you do. I 10-10 over and out. Let's get back to the content here, baby cakes. Let's see
Did
what the hell is
y'all see what's
going
happening
on.
in Russia? Their region of Kamchatka got absolutely blitzkrieged with snow at the end of January. Towering walls surrounding streets, entire neighborhoods covered.
Thank you, Inception, for subscribing. Appreciate it. Welcome on in.
Snowdrifts going as high as multi-story apartment buildings with people skiing down and jumping off. They even issued a warning telling people not to do that. The government's weather machine must be going absolutely wild this year. Like, this is some end of the world shit right here. Just like that movie, The Day After Tomorrow. Until you realize this was all AI. Not even kidding. All of those vids were AI. And
he had us in the first half, bro. He had us in the first half. But nah, man, that is just a thick-ass wall.
So you're not Jeffrey Epstein? So you're not Jeffrey Epstein?
Palm Beach Pete is actually Jeffrey E. Epstein. Okay, they said it. Yeah, fuck. And this has been going around on the internet for a while. For a minute now, right?
I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Palm Beach Pete.
Here's all the evidence we have to confirm that Palm Beach Pete is actually Jeffrey Epstein. Starting off with the first and most obvious piece of evidence, that both of them look identical to each other. Here's a side-by-side picture of the both of them, and you literally cannot tell either of them apart. Next, the both of them literally have the same exact teeth. So as you can see right here, this is Jeffrey Epstein's bottom row of teeth. And then if we go ahead and look at Palm Beach Pete's bottom row of teeth, literally identical to Jeffrey Epstein's. Next, in a recent interview, it was actually revealed that Jeffrey Epstein and Palm Beach Pete actually lived in the same areas at the exact same time. So when Jeffrey Epstein was living in New York, so was Palm Beach Pete. And then when Jeffrey Epstein was living in Florida, so was Palm Beach Pete. And when this was brought up, Palm Beach Pete was literally trying to shush the interviewers. And then finally, every single day now, Palm Beach Pete is uploading videos onto social media saying that he is not Jeffrey Epstein.
He's now like the viral sensation, right? Guys, you gotta be flipping my flapjacks, bro. Like, there are just so many similarities, but I have to say this, like, I don't think he is, but, you know, there's just so many, like, coincidences. we need to do DNA testing, bro. You know, I swear to God, there's gotta be some DNA that should be mandatory. There needs to be DNA testing, I suppose there's gotta be some level of DNA that is connected to the actual Jeffrey Epstein, though. But
Epstein, and in a lot of these videos, a lot of people feel like he's actually trying to gaslight us because he really is actually Jeffrey Epstein.
So you're not Jeffrey Epstein. And that's what a lot of people saying too, right? Like, that's exactly what the real Epstein would say. But guys, I don't know about that one. Check this, roll it.
Have we purposely murdered other beings?
Oh God, that's a horrible thought, isn't it?
Have we?
I suspect we have.
Ooh.
There was a conversation I had with someone who I trust, who got very emotional and described a friend of his dying on the moon.
In no way.
I've spoken to over a dozen people, probably 15 plus people, who...
I know already, like, you guys are saying, yeah, we never went to the moon, the earth is flat, we never went to the moon. Yeah, okay. All right, man. Okay, but let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
Either have operated or are operating inside what we would call the legacy retrieval of non-human craft and reverse engineering program. I think one of the most galling, shocking moments for me was when people that I was talking to in the program, who are still in the program, admitted to me that we're using high-pulse microwave weapons, HPMs, to
take them down.
Craft.
Have we...
Yeah, right, like that's one of the thoughts as well that people have, and this is a genuine question, and I've seen like you guys also comment this plenty of time that, okay, if these aliens are so advanced, they come from, let's just say, outer space, from light years, okay, they are light years advanced, they come from different galaxies that are light years away from planet Earth. So you're telling me they can come from there to here, and once they're here, they crash? Bruh. It just don't make sense. And I mean, yeah, like that's honestly is a good question. But then, you know, people get into the realm of memes and saying that, yeah, maybe those are just female alien pilots. Some say that maybe drunk alien pilots, right? Or maybe they felt a little cute and they were like, why not crash that dang UFO on planet Earth? Because they felt some way about it. But then there's also this thing called the microwave weapons that, yeah, that's just the government trying to take them down, or not necessarily the government, but the dark ops, right? Like the black projects, the compartment that is in the government that is a specialized compartment, secret, you just don't even hear about it. They are the ones taking them UFOs down so they can reverse engineer it and also make weapons out of it. It's all about money, power, greed, and weaponizing the entire thing, right? That's exactly what they have been saying for a minute now. And this is one of those UFO sightings that was captured. So a UFO around the sun. I mean, that's also pretty big too, right? There's also conspiracies about, or not necessarily conspiracies, but theories rather, that yeah, these UFOs are able to, or have been siphoning energy for sun, because that's one of their power source. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? There was also like a big ass planet-sized UFO that was also captured on a telescope, siphoning energy. I mean, it felt that way. It looked like that, right? I mean, this gotta be an AI video, bro. There's no way this is real. But shout out to J9 because he has some of the best compilation of the most real and convincing UFOs. So it's in that. But I'm having a hard time believing this footage, especially. Let's actually keep this on for a second before we dive back to it. Nah, there's no way this is real. It just does not. Ooh, so that little twat right there is just flip-flopping. So there's one of those, one of these. Yeah, this one circling around. And this one was beaming pretty badly too. Yay, beaming. Big pulls on beaming though, but yeah, no, there's some funny ass shit going around, man. Looks like the aliens are here before GTA 6. Yeah. Do we have audio? Okay, just background music. Yeah, no, I'm having a hard time believing this footage. But because it's on J9, it has that credibility. Because he puts out, like, yeah, compilation videos like that of some of the most real and convincing UFOs. But I guess we'll never know. That's the thing. That's why I hate AI, bro. AI videos specifically. I mean, there's some level of AI that is actually good and can be helpful, I guess. But when it comes to AI videos, it's just, I don't know, man. By the way, if you heard this or not, I'll likely cover it in a news video very, very soon, that they're shutting down those AI Sora videos. Yep. We'll cover that in a news video very, very soon. I mean, that's not a topic of this video, but I heard that and I was like, okay, you know, some good is happening finally, right? But check this.
Actually murdered other beings?
Oh God, that's a horrible thought, isn't it?
Have we?
I suspect we have. I've asked them what happened to the beings, and I just get a squeamish look.
Do you believe that some of the people you've spoken to, Jake included, David Grush included, are closer to the program than they let on?
I can't say.
Well, I think you just did.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Now that we're hearing about a lot of the UFO experts going missing, yeah, you might not want to give out everything, I guess. It makes sense, but...
When people know what I was talking about...
Sure.
I mean...
When you say when people know?
Oh, they will know. I'm pretty sure it'll become public.
Is it outside of the Five Eyes?
Oh, you could definitely see it on a satellite. It's a building. I said it's a building.
It's a building. Is the building the shape of the craft?
Ooh, that one, okay.
Yeah.
He's referring to one of the we talked about it, right? Like, some people believe he's referring to a UFO that crashed in Greenland. There is that story we also covered, and there's also a massive UFO crashing in South Korea, and they made a military just like, you know, they made a facility around it because they couldn't move that dang thing because it was so big. And if they tried to move it, I guess they couldn't even move it, first of all. But even if they tried to do that, yeah, it was so big that, you know, people will find out, and they didn't want people finding out. I guess this is on that one.
At 10:30 at night, he puts the blindfold over his eyes, and within a few seconds, he says, "I'm engaged." I said, "What do you mean you're engaged?" He says, "I'm in a craft." He says, "Horizon." And I look towards the horizon, and there are these two golden white orbs that just appeared on the horizon. These objects do come closer. And I'm just like, holy hell. I was excited. I thought, wow, that was really something. But I was kind of disappointed for Jordan because we hadn't seen what he said he was going to see, which was the blue hexagon. Almost simultaneously at the moment that I'm saying to Jordan, gee, real shame that we didn't see the blue hexagon, you see a blue hexagonal orb exactly as Jordan had predicted.
Is there a piece of information you wish you were never told?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there is.
I was given the names of...
And it wasn't Jake. I was given the names of people who ordered the murder of his team.
Have we...
In no way. So he knows who's doing what. And if that is true, like, not saying that is true, right? But if that is true... I mean, it would make sense for him to not disclose everything, because, and that's kind of like the situation right now. You know, we have been hearing a lot of this mumbo jumbo from a lot of whistleblowers, and at times, yeah, it does make sense. They don't want to reveal everything. They don't want to jeopardize their sources, and at times it also is the question of your safety. And now that we're hearing about, like, a lot of the UFO experts going missing, and some of them are actually quite literally taken out, it does make sense. I just wish that we didn't have this much secrecy around it, but I guess it is all about power, money, power, greed, and weaponizing the entire thing. I guess that's what it is. But moving the hell on from that one, shout out to the Paranormal chick and Seconds of Horror. Check this.
We have an interesting sighting. This is actually coming out of Massachusetts and captured by a witness who was driving down
the land of John Cena,
down the road and saw what appeared to be this glowing, unidentified object in the sky. Now, we have WC octopus or jellyfish UFOs, but yet we have no explanation for them, and these things are now being seen all across the world. But again,
yeah.
Don't know who it is,
remember this.
What it is, or what it's doing. Take a look at this. Tell me what you see. I did zoom in to see maybe if there's a string attached to it, possibly a kite, but I don't see anything.
Yeah, let me check though.
Tell me what you think.
Yeah, looks like the white Dementor from Harry Potter. It's the Dementors! Original footage. Seems like a biological Yeah, profanity, homie. Yeah, look at that twat right there. Huh?
What the
Yeah, come down here and I'ma beat your ass. That's a zoomed in version. Yeah, look at that twat right there. Looks like the white dementors, but I guess you can also say a kite. Yeah, I guess that's gonna be the first go-to reason or first thought. If it comes down, I'm gonna beat his ass.
What the is that, bro?
Yeah. Don't know about that one. But moving the hell on from that one too, let's see what the hell is going on in Hawkins tonight. Shall to Mystery Man, check this.
A man was hearing strange noises at night coming from an abandoned building near his home. One night, he decided to investigate with a flashlight in hand. As he approached, he captured this. A tall, dark figure appeared inside, partially hidden behind a wall. Its glowing eyes locked onto him. But when he dared to step inside, the figure vanished.
Right.
There was no one there. And he hasn't heard the sounds since. A girl was out camping with her family when she decided to wander off alone, venturing deeper into the woods to explore. At first, everything seemed normal. Then, in the distance, she spotted something unusual.
Yeah.
A massive, shadowy figure moved between the trees, partially hidden.
I mean, it cannot even see a dang thing there, man. But at first, it always is like that. But at second glance, though, things become a little discombobulated.
Heart racing, she kept recording, trying to make sense of what she saw. Even though the footage was blurry, the creature's shape matched classic Bigfoot descriptions.
Yeah, I see
What
that.
stood out most were its feet. As it stepped, one leg revealed a large pale foot, a detail rarely captured in other sightings. Some people were convinced it was the real Bigfoot, while others insisted it was someone in a costume. What do you think?
Nah, I think that's a real Bigfoot. Like,
The camper was waking up one morning, unzipping the tent to greet the day, when he froze in surprise. Right there, just a few feet away from him, stood a deer staring.
Bruh said, huh? Bruh. Yeah, bruh was like, hey, yo, what? Like, how? I thought that was a wall. I thought that was just a tent, though. I was gonna come in crashing, and now I see your dumb ass sleeping down there, bro. It's my time, bro. Come on, man, get your ass up. Get your ass out of here. It's my time to sleep, bro.
Staring straight at him.
Fuck that.
The unexpected visitor didn't move, almost as if it were guarding the campsite or silently sizing him up. The camper slowly reached for his camera. There is nothing too scary about this encounter, but it surely gives you a little scare at first.
Right. Because it's just like you open it and then it's like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, all of a sudden the attention is on you. All of a sudden you're the star of the show. So, and you don't know what to do.
Once heard an old local story that late at night in the middle of nowhere near Corpus, Texas, a woman could be seen.
It's like, you know, when you're in school and the teacher, you know, is doing, okay, somebody's gonna read for me and you are gonna read for the class out loud. And all of a sudden you're like, me? Yes, you. So it's that kind of situation.
Seen late at night in the middle of nowhere near Corpus, Texas, a woman could be seen swinging alone in an empty playground.
Oh no.
Curious and a little nervous, they decided to drive out there with a camera to see if the story was real. When they arrived, they actually found someone on the swing moving back and forth in the darkness. They tried talking to her, asking simple questions, but her answers were strange and distant.
Are you having fun?
Then, suddenly, this happened.
Oh, what the fuck?
What happened?
Something unseen slammed into the fence nearby, followed by a low growl. The friends panicked and backed away, unsure what they were dealing with.
Yeah, that looks scary, bro. I don't know what happened.
Was driving.
Okay, I'm not even sure what happened, but it's just the setting that made it a little, you know, a little spooky.
Home after a long late-night shift on a quiet road, when something that looked like a person caught their eye. The clip shows it appears to be a woman standing alone at
That is Voldemort!
A bus stop. At first, it seems ordinary, but the closer you look, the stranger it becomes.
Imagine it
Her
turned
face
his
is
head.
hidden in shadow, features obscured, yet her stare feels piercing, cold, and deliberate. She doesn't move as the car passes, but there's an undeniable sense that she's aware of every moment. Is she just a lost person waiting for a bus? Is it even a person, or something set up to prank people? Or could it be something darker?
Or it's on power saving mode right now, so just making sure like it makes or she makes minimal movements because she's on power saving mode right now.
This footage was captured in a village in Paraguay. While hiking near a body of water, a group of people noticed something unusual floating near the surface. At first, they thought it was debris, but as they moved closer, they realized it looked like a creature. The body appeared hairless.
It looks like a frog, but also a creature like a Demogorgon from the Stranger Things, you know? It looks like Stranger Things! Yeah, it looks like a creature, just like, I don't know about that.
With 2 arms and 2 legs, resembling a small humanoid figure.
Yeah, look at the
fingers. It
fingers.
floated lifelessly in the water. The face wasn't clearly visible in the footage, but some viewers claimed its shape resembled descriptions of the legendary Chupacabra. The Chupacabra is a creature from Latin American folklore, often described as attacking livestock and draining their blood. As the video spread online, it quickly reignited debates about whether the creature could be real. Without scientific examination or clearer images, there's no confirmed identification. So what was really floating in that Paraguayan river?
The first time I heard about Chupacabra was through Scooby-Doo, though. Yeah, I'm not sure. I forgot that movie's name because it was so long ago. Watched it as a kid, but yeah, that was the first time.
You looked at a particular place over Secret Mountain, you would see this big orb being escorted by helicopters rising from behind Secret Mountain. And sure enough, up comes this beautiful golden orb, gigantic. It pulses, it's plasmatic, it slowly moves off, and the way it moved, you couldn't tell if it's because it got smaller or whether it went so fast that it just disappeared so quickly, but it just disappeared. I am in no doubt that there is a deep underground military bunker that was built in the 1950s under Secret Mountain within 5-7 kilometers of Sedona. And more importantly, there's a place called Secret Canyon where there's allegedly a portal, some kind of interdimensional portal.
Man, right now there's a lot of talk going around about like the portals, and you know, Uncle Ross Coulthard has been saying that he has seen a portal by himself too, where the aliens come from. Or he didn't say aliens come from, but he said that there's a portal in United States of America that he has seen. And yeah, looks like you might need to hide your kids and wives, guys, because they're saying there are here. Yeah,
never expected to see such overt displays of obviously anomalous technology in company with obviously military-style aircraft. We found a 50-foot wide reinforced steel concrete, highly visible on-ground penetrating radar, literally just under the ground. There's an egress point into this whole secret facility called the Clarkdale Cement Plant. And if you run a direct line between those 2 mountain ranges and put it through Bradshaw Ranch, where we know there's a tunnel, it goes directly to the Clarkdale Cement Plant. And one of the things we heard about from locals was that 20 years ago, the drilling was so intense that things were shaking on the bookshelves, and they were obviously tunneling underneath the village at Clarkdale where these people live. If you looked at it,
yeah, right, maybe that's what it is, right? All the booms that we hear and all the rumblings and all that. I mean, there's a phenomenon called skyquake, at least that's what they say it is, but other people don't believe anything about the skyquake. They believe it's the underground tunnels. But you think it's some bull squash with the teleportation or the portals, or you think there's some truth to it? Check this. Now, this video went viral a long time ago, and now it's going viral again because check this.
Two-Piece, it's a UFO for real. Look at the UFO, bitch. No, we not making this shit up.
Mom, get the damn camera off.
It's a UFO for real, y'all.
Now, some people said that it's a light pole, but okay. Yeah, some people think that this is a UFO, others believe it's just a light pole.
That is crazy.
Street lamp, you know.
Y'all, that's crazy.
Yep. So yeah, pretty short one is going viral again, but check this.
The Pleiadians, if you look up in the sky at night, there's this area of the sky where they call them the Seven Sisters. Homer's Iliad talks about them. They're talked about in the Bible, talked about in Sumerian tablets. The Greeks. the Romans, they all look up to the Pleiades. It's actually, we call them the Seven Sisters because only 7 bright stars you can see with the naked eye, but there's many more stars there. But in that region of the sky, according to so many ancient texts and so many ancient civilizations, there was advanced civilizations there. Before this area had any inhabitants, that was the region or sector of the galaxy that had a lot of life. But a big war broke out. And in this war, there was something being used called the Brahmahanda weapon. Okay? Whoa. The Brahmahanda weapon, which actually could destroy...
Like a Honda Civic?
Planets. And this weapon would blow up planets. And imagine if you were in a star system and there's planets blowing up, debris, planet-sized debris is crashing into your planet. So this created a space refugee situation. And they started fleeing and going out to different stars.
Already we have a refugee situation all over the world and people feel some way about it. And now we got the space refugee. I mean, where them damn aliens at though? Orion,
Aldebaran, Zeta Reticulus, you know, all these different star systems. These people fled from war, re-established themselves on other planets, and eventually found this solar system and came down here and created another breakaway civilization. These were the Atlantean people. The Pleiadians.
And there's also, you know, a lot of conspiracy theories regarding Mars as well, you know what I'm saying? And there's also, you probably heard this, that some believe that we're not even from this planet. Yeah, indeed, right? If that is actually true, yeah.
Stephen Greer.
And
Stephen Greer.
Dr. Stephen Greer was caught just outside of an airport talking about UFO disclosure. Yeah, this about to be good. Let's actually get to it. And we need to also talk about these meteors that are crashing in, that they're saying they're not just meteors, right? Let's get to it quickly though. I gotta take a second to shout out the homie Nathan for becoming a brand new member, the homie Matt, Muncie, Jamian, Misha, and Jerry Tricks for becoming brand new member. Also shout out to the homie Chris, okay, and Lindsay for the super thanks, and also Cranny, Viking Mommy, and the homie Josh Bona. Thank you guys so much for all the love on the channel with the super thanks, you liking the video, subscribing, super thanks, even though you know you gotta do none of it. Thank you guys so much for all the love and supporting the channel the way you do. Alright, 10-10 over and out. Let's get back to the alien disclosure here and find out what the hell is going on in Hawkins. Let's see this.
This is huge. How you doing, Mr. Greer? I'm a big fan of your work, man. Thank you so much for all that you do. To break it down, what do you want people to know? Like,
people in the comment section are saying that, you know, Uncle is a reptilian, so I don't know about that one, man.
In just a really short form, what did we need to know?
Well, we're not alone. Only about 10-20% of the objects seen are non-human. The rest are ours. From Lockheed Skunk Works, Northrop, Raytheon. Most of the information on the subject is false, but at the center of it is some amazing information and the technologies that, if we could get them out, would end, you know, poverty, pollution, all that in 15 to 20 years. So, you know, it's
15 to 20 years. And that's like one of the biggest claims that Dr. Stephen Greer has made, and he's been very consistent though. You know, say whatever, but he has been very consistent with it that, you know, most of the UFOs that you see in the skies are reverse engineered based off of, you know, the real UFO tech. Some of them are real, like 10-20% he's saying, but mostly it's just like, you know, Raytheon, Skunk Works, Lockheed, and all that. And that's something that other whistleblowers have started talking about it too. That, but aliens are real. We're not alone. He has been consistent with that. Make of that what you will. But what about the Ark of the Covenant?
3 levels of where the Ark of the Covenant from the Bible most likely is today. Ethiopia is the only country in the world that actually formally claims to have the Ark in their possession, because sometime around 950 BC, the Queen of Sheba in Ethiopia went to visit King Solomon in who at the time had possession of the Ark in his temple, according to the Bible. The two of them got along so well they ended up having a son together, Menelik, who went back to Ethiopia with his mom, the Queen. Now, the actual Bible never explicitly mentions this relationship, but it was written about in the 14th century Ethiopian text, the Kebra Nagast. Years later, the son Menelik went back to Jerusalem to visit his father, King Solomon, and according to the Kebra Nagast...
Yeah, I mean, he said that country's name, and my channel has been hit twice previously. Hopefully, this is not gonna affect the video though, but...
The Ark of the Covenant was secretly taken by Menelik and his companions with the help of the Levites, who were like the official caretakers of the Ark, and brought it to Ethiopia with divine approval, where it remained to this day in the Church of St. Mary of Zion, in an area of Ethiopia called Aksum, filled with all these huge stone obelisks, which were built around 2,000 years ago, and the largest of which was about 33 meters tall and weighed over 500 tons, bigger than any Egyptian obelisk ever erected, and we also have no idea how they built them. Brain check on that one, let's save it for another time. The chapel where the Ark is allegedly in is guarded by armed men 24/7 to this day, with a head monk that is designated the official guardian of the Ark, who is the only one that is allowed to make contact with and look at the Ark, and he also has to live in the chapel for the rest of his life. Now the strange part is, once a monk is appointed guardian, they almost always die shortly soon after from health complications, and end up with terrible cataracts all over their eyes within a year, which are all historically accurate symptoms from being in close proximity to the Ark of the Covenant as written in the Bible. When the guardian passes away, they elect a new one, and many new elects have actually ended up running away as it's too big of a responsibility for them to bear. Requests by any outsiders, be it scientists, journalists, or directors, to see the Ark.
Just a couple of months ago, the CIA did say that they know where it is, right? Yeah, we covered that on the channel. They do know where it is.
In person are all vehemently rejected. To this day, the Church of Ethiopia insists they have the Ark, and they're actually the only recognized church that still has the Book of Enoch in their official biblical canon as well, which is an absolutely wild story. Let me know if you want me to talk about that next. Back in the 70s and 80s, the CIA was running a series of what are known as remote viewing missions as part of their larger Stargate program, where they worked with people who exhibited higher than normal degrees of psychic ability and gave them blind coordinates to remote.
Yeah, essentially Stranger Things, right? But Stranger Things was based off of the Montauk Project big time, and it also had like a lot of this, you know, the MK Ultra stuff, and I guess Stargate to the remote viewing, the ability to remote view
into, which is basically projecting their consciousness into real-world locations at any point in time. You might call it nonsense, voodoo, pseudoscience.
Yeah, a lot of people don't buy into that. A lot of people believe into that. Yeah, it's if you believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't, right? Yeah, it's being said that all of us has the ability to remote view. It's just that some of us are able to, but all of us do have the ability. That's what they say. You know, I don't know. Any of you can remote view? If you can remote view, let us in on the secret, man. Let us know how to do it.
But the CIA kind of told us it's real. In 1988, they gave a group of participants coordinates around the Middle East where they suspected the Ark to be, without telling the viewers what it was they were looking for to remove confirmation bias, blind coordinates. Then one viewer, while projecting himself, stumbled upon what he described to be a sacred object, whose visual appearance matched exactly to how the Ark is described in the Bible. And he didn't even know he was looking for the Ark. He just found it. It was apparently being held deep underground beneath a dome in the Middle East.
You imagine finding it out randomly and you don't even know you found it, while everybody else is trying to locate it and find it, but he finds it and he don't even know, bro.
Which they believed may have been the Dome of the Rock on Temple Mount in Jerusalem, hidden deep underground within its chambers, which are also heavily guarded and restricted. This was all in the official CIA report, and you can even read the entire.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. A couple of months ago, they did say they know where it is. They found it. They found it. They remote viewed as well. Whoa, you gotta be flipping my flapjacks
thing on their website. I actually made an entire video on this topic, and the full story is even crazier, so check it out after if you want. But not until you hear the most insane and yet somehow the most believable story of someone who found the Ark of the Covenant. So there's this guy who went on a biblical excavation in Israel back in 1982, where in a cave about 12 miles west of Jerusalem, he claims to have discovered a golden box, which again matched the description of the Ark perfectly. This was the alleged photo of his find, and it was just the beginning. Because in this cave, right above the Ark, the man noticed a crack and a dark substance that had spilled all over the top of the Ark. After taking samples and testing the substance in a lab, they found out it was human blood with active white blood cells, meaning it was miraculously still alive and unlike any other blood sample found on Earth, as normal human DNA has 46 chromosomes, 23 from the mother and 23 from the father. But the DNA in this blood sample only had 24 chromosomes, 23 from the maternal parent, the mom, and just 1 from the dad. While they later found out the cave this Ark was found in was directly above the alleged crucifixion site of Jesus Christ, implying that this was the blood of Christ that dripped down from his cross above and onto entered the ark, leading many to believe that those 23 chromosomes in the blood sample were of Jesus' earthly mother, the Virgin Mary, and the one paternal chromosome from his heavenly father, being the Son of God, acquiring all chromosomes of his earthly mother and only one from his heavenly father, God. The man who found this ark was Ron Wyatt, and he says he visited this cave to study it multiple times, when eventually the Antiquities Authority caught wind of it, who sealed the chamber off to protect it, likely taking it in for themselves in secret, but of course...
Yeah, I would have to, like, censor that country's name, I'm sorry, but yeah, every time I do talk about it, they always, like, hit my videos up, right? I always be sent in a YouTube jail, so yeah, but not interesting. Now let's actually find out what is going on the other side of Hawkins, because this is what they're talking about. They're saying these meteors are something else. Shall up to seconds of horror, check this, roll it.
In San Jose, California on Sunday the 22nd. Well, yesterday at roughly 6:06 in the morning, who says roughly at 6:06? Why not just say roughly at 6 a.m.? A bright green fireball, a bright green meteor was seen over Oregon. Take a look at this. This is wild.
Ooh. Yeah, just a streak.
Something tells me that was no meteor, but it is what it is. We'll continue to play the game.
The meteor this morning, several people report seeing a bright green fireball around 6:06, according to Jim Todd at OMSI. A
blue balls? No, green balls.
Bright meteor that can be seen from a distance of about 60 to 80 miles above. According to the American Meteor Society,
my left ear enjoying that.
People from Portland to Snohomish, Washington reported the sighting. K2 viewer Jason.
They also go on to remind us that there's no meteor shower currently taking place, so I guess they're trying to tell us they don't know why it appeared.
So it happened. Todd said that there is no major meteor shower currently occurring, but meteors have nonetheless been making headlines in Ohio last week. A 7-ton meteorite broke up over Ohio, whoa, creating a fireball visible from Wisconsin to Maryland on Saturday. The New York Times reported that a meteorite crashed through the roof of a woman's home. Damn, and that is all because of Jason Jenkins, and he's with the 2ABC.
But on the exact same day as the sighting in Oregon, this happened.
Did you see it or did you even hear it?
Clear skies last night made for a second amazing sight over Northwest Ohio. It was another meteor overhead.
Another one.
Laura Sandlin joins us live this morning. Laura, it wasn't just Ohio that actually got to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heather, Sophia, the fireball was spotted just after 9:30 last night and was visible from over half a dozen states. Now, video shown here captured the meteor streaking across the sky just over Vanlue, Ohio. Just 5 days ago, another meteor captured the attention of the nation after it fragmented across Medina County. According to Michael Cushing, a professor at the University of Toledo, Earth often has small rocks and pieces of dust that enter the atmosphere every day. But they burn up in the atmosphere, often without people ever knowing.
And most of the time they do crash in the ocean, right? In the ocean, and nobody ever finds out. But now it's kind of bizarre because a lot of these twats are just crashing left and right, and it happens to be in America yet again. I mean, obviously these crashes all over the world. It's pretty random, right? Yeah, a lot of people are noticing these, and some of them are also not necessarily just crashing straight. Some of them are going upward. Some of them are starting doing like circular motions too, which we covered in one of the previous videos. So a lot of people are looking at these and they're like, yeah, some of them look like meteor, but others not so much though.
Cushing says when a meteor is of a significant size, such as the one seen over Cleveland, often people will hear a boom due to its supersonic speed as it enters the atmosphere. He says meteors of a significant size enter Earth's atmosphere a handful of times each year, but it's usually unlikely that it'll be in a visible and populated area.
That's how you know something odd or unusual is going on when news and media, who never gives us the truth up front, says that it happens. But yeah, the only time we see these quote-unquote meteors in great abundance is when they tell us that there's a meteor shower going on like the Perseids, but that generally happens in the summer, and the Geminid, which supposedly happens in the winter. And as they say, there's currently no meteor shower taking place here, so again, what's going on? Another excuse going around where people are saying we're seeing them more often because there are security cameras out and about and people have phones, but we've had phones and security cameras for quite some time now. But here's where things get a little bit more bizarre because
that's never a straight answer.
NASA, the most trustworthy organization on Earth, who's not money laundering one bit and would never lie to us, and of course, again, I'm being sarcastic, they gave a code name to these
Okay, bro had us in the first half. I was like, what? What? NASA and the truth? Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Events that happen in Ohio and Texas for whatever reason when they normally do not. For whatever reason, NASA dubbed the
March 20... Okay, he's gonna say Chicken Little. They're calling it Chicken Little. Whoa.
The March 2026 fireball events in Ohio and Texas as Chicken Little, a nod to the sky is falling. So that is indeed very weird and telling. So these quote-unquote meteors have been seen so often that this website right here, the Sentinel Network, had compiled a timeline which they are saying nobody has compiled. I will go ahead and leave this link below, but it should also be noted that this list also does not include the meteors that happened on the 22nd or the 23rd. They also go on to say that all of the meteors that they compiled in March were sporadic, meaning an independent object on its own orbit, not associated with any known meteor shower or debris stream. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and cover all of these because some of these...
But go ahead, brother. But he's going to go ahead and cover it, right? But nah, here, okay, jokes aside though, yeah, like every year it seems like that we have some sort of phenomenon happening, something, I guess, big enough happening so a lot of people are talking about it. Yeah, right, like we had the Miami Mall incident, we had the backyard Las Vegas crash, you know, where the guy claimed to have seen the 9 feet tall beings, them aliens, right? And we also had the New Jersey drone situation where some people still say they still see those drones all over New Jersey, but obviously the news is not talking about it. Some people still claim they see it, right? Okay, so we had the New Jersey drone situation, and now we're having this so-called meteor crash phenomenon. Yeah, some of them do look like meteor. I'm not gonna sit here and claim that, yeah, these are like, you know what I'm saying? Like all the aliens. And also what's odd is like all of a sudden, and some people obviously linking this with the 3-Eye Atlas, the Team Atlas, you know, tail. They're saying that 3-Eye Atlas is on its way, bon voyage, right? On its way to the Jupiter and having the bon voyage. So leaving the tail behind, and that is the part that is now crashing on planet Earth, and that's what we're seeing right here. Perhaps, maybe so.
These were aware of, but
maybe
for
not.
example, the one that took place in Louisiana, I did not know happened. The website goes on to say, on March 2nd, a fireball crosses Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, and Arkansas at 30,000 miles per hour, which 30,000 miles per hour is considered very slow for a fireball. NASA confirms entry at 48 miles altitude above Chickasaw, Louisiana, disintegrates after traveling 41 miles. NASA explicitly states this meteor was not associated with any currently active meteor shower, sporadic. There was also a meteor that happened on March 8th called the Koblenz meteor, which they said crashed into a residential building. But before that, on March 4th in Central Europe, 62 AMS reports for a fireball over Switzerland, France, Germany, and Italy.
That's bright, I should say. Yeah, March 4th.
It was interesting when it came to the meteor seen in Germany on March 8th when it crashed into the residential building. An investigation was done. Police ruled out a rocket strike. The ESA's planetary defense team did their own investigation, and their assessment, the object was a few meters in diameter, a size class that, in their own language, impacts Earth infrequently and is often undetected by current sky surveys.
I guess people are catching a lot of these. You guys remember that, I believe it was 2012 Russia meteor crash that happened that was captured on dashcam. I remember that being like one of the big one in recent times. And yeah, we don't catch these very often. It's super rare, right? Or not super rare, but they are super rare. But now it seems like that they're not so rare anymore. Check this.
Warehouse owner had been hearing strange noises at night for weeks. Loud banging that neighbors complained about, but no one could explain. One evening, curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to check the place out, bringing a friend along for safety. As they stepped inside, they heard this.
I love it, man! Curiosity!
Instinctively, they swept the camera around, trying to locate the source. Then, suddenly, it appeared. a pale, creepy head partially hidden in the shadows, staring back at them. The two didn't hesitate.
I mean, I don't even see it, bro.
Partially hidden.
Like, you mean this?
The shadows, staring back at them. The two,
I mean, you can barely see it, bro.
Two didn't hesitate and bolted out of the warehouse as fast as they could. How the situation with the warehouse unfolded is unknown.
But yeah, brothers definitely, damn, bro. All that testosterone for nothing. They got scared.
A man was driving alone on a remote,
okay, I'm joking,
dark road late at night when he unexpectedly saw a woman walking by the side of the road, completely alone, with no lights around.
Yeah, that
he
must
set
be
aside
scary.
his fear and asked if the woman needed help. But then she let out a terrifying sound.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro, keep on going, man.
The man stayed calm.
That ain't no woman. That is an alien, or perhaps like a ghost or something.
But his heart must have been racing. Whether it was a lost woman in distress or something far more sinister is unknown.
Nah, bro. If I see a woman just walking around without in a dark area with no lights, I'm just gonna assume the worst, bro. I'm just gonna automatically assume that, yeah, that's it. Time to run.
Unfortunately, the video cut off there. Does anyone know more about this footage?
Nope.
A group of scientists reportedly discovered something unusual embedded inside a piece of rock. At first glance, it looked like a small fossil, but as they carefully cleaned the surface and scanned it in greater detail, the shape became clearer. What emerged appeared to be a tiny winged creature with delicate limbs, a small torso, and features that many people online quickly compared to a fairy.
The hell?
Some claimed it could represent an undiscovered species. Others were far more skeptical.
Yeah.
Without verified documentation from a recognized scientific institution, the origin of this particular specimen remains unclear. So what was really found inside that rock?
Yeah, looks like we got another mystery on our hand.
Are we ready?
Uh-oh.
I feel like I have to make this video. What is happening right now in AI is unlike anything I have ever seen. So here we are. There is literally no softer way to say it. If you're not making a change, you're going to get hurt. And let's start with the thing that was the final straw for me. Jack Dorsey, founder of Twitter, just laid off 4,000 people at his company, 50% of the entire company. Why? Sheesh. AI. This is the biggest percentage employee layoff in S&P 500 history, like ever, like since inception. And then what happened? The stock went up. Like, let that actually sink in for a second. The market just rewarded a company for getting rid of humans.
Yeah, this always happens, right? And a lot of people always are like, hey, what? Like, that don't even make sense. I mean, it makes sense because what these sneaky little Fs do is that they fire people and then they tell the investors, yeah, man, we fired that many people, meaning that we wouldn't have to pay those employees any salaries. We can keep the money, deploy AI, and make same amount of money, if not even more money, and we can save the money and we don't even have to pay that many people because, hey, we fired. Yeah. That's what these sneaky little Fs do, and then guess what? Everybody runs to buy the stock, meaning that they make more money, the stocks are up, everybody's happy, or I should say not everybody, but the shareholders are happy, and everybody else is just sad.
Not for making more money, not for growing, for getting rid of you. And we're already seeing the cracks everywhere. Like 1 in 4 unemployed Americans has been out of work for 27
So this is step 1.
7 weeks. 27% of people who got a job this month, they took a pay cut. That's the warning light. Right now in the US, we have 44% more home sellers than buyers. This has literally never happened before. And I think it's just the start, you know? The future is, it's looking...
The US government just declared war on the company that builds Claude. And recently they ended Sora, right? But that's for the videos, like the fake videos. We actually covered that in a news video, which, I mean, that's a step in the right direction, though. But we're not even talking about that. We're talking about those AI robots. Ugh, you know, the robots that are coming in. But now let's actually get to this one. Check this.
It was like something you'd see in a movie right before everything goes down. The godfather of AI just won the Nobel Prize for his life's work in AI, And yet, instead of celebrating, he basically spent the entire press conference talking worriedly about superintelligent AI and human extinction while being basically indifferent to the prize.
Once these artificial intelligences get smarter than we are, they will take control. They'll make us irrelevant.
The most cited AI scientist in the world now believes there's a 50% chance that his life's work could kill us all.
Ain't no way they're saying that, bro. Ain't no way. This cannot be. This can be the topic of discussion that I gotta have on the YouTubes.com with you guys out there, man. You gotta say psych, man. The 50% chance. Are you kidding me right now?
And Hinton isn't alone. The top 3 most cited AI scientists in the world share his concerns. Ilya Sutskever once declared,
and I think it's pretty likely the entire surface of the Earth will be covered with solar panels and data centers.
Ooh, Blade Runner 2049,
Yashua
right?
Bengio, another godfather of AI, puts it bluntly.
I think it's playing dice with humanity's future. I personally think this should be like criminalized.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What the hell? We're talking about 50% extinction
But why
chance.
are the leading minds in the field of AI so worried? These looming threats of extinction have started a new trend in Silicon Valley. People regularly discuss their P-doom, or their estimated probability that AI causes human extinction, with the same nonchalance as chatting about the weather. The New York Times reports that Dario Amodei, CEO of AI company Anthropic, puts his chances between 10 and 25%.
Okay, very conservative. Okay, I like me those odds better than a 50%. I'm gonna be honest with you really quickly. Yeah, okay, 10 to 25% chance of human extinction is far better than 50. Okay, obviously we gotta reduce those numbers down to 0.00001%, but that is insane, right? Because imagine this. These were the chances for you traveling through air. Think about it that for a second, right? Like, imagine there was 10, even, let's not even talk about 50%. Let's talk about the fact that if there was 10 to 25% of a chance that you jumping on a plane and that crashing, and the chance was like 10 to 25%, would you actually... Yeah, I don't think they would let us fly, or people wouldn't even be flying, and I think we would be having like serious discussions about it, and they would be talking about it, like people would have been going apeshit. But because it's AI, I guess we understand it, but not fully yet, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, boo, it's a future thing, the future ain't here, we in the present, Kaji, so it don't even matter no more. Who has seen the future? Exactly, nobody. So it's about like effing around now. But maybe, and we don't even worry about finding out, right? Like, but the thing is that if we F around now, we're gonna find out later, and I guess that's what they're talking about. 10 to 25% crazy chance, though.
In his Senate testimony, he warned,
I don't think we have a lot of time. Whatever we do, it has to happen fast.
This isn't fear-mongering. These are warnings from experts at the forefront of AI research and development.
Or maybe this is just psyops. Maybe it's like, you know, they just cap into us, as the kids would say. Maybe they're just lying, you know?
Concerns raised by academics are echoed by leaders of the world's largest AI companies.
Yeah, everybody
who
got one.
fear their own progress may inadvertently lead to humanity's downfall.
When I think of like, you know, why am I scared? I think the thing that's really hard to argue with is like, there will be powerful models, they will be agentic. If such a model wanted to wreak havoc and destroy humanity or whatever, I think we have basically no ability to stop it.
And Amodei isn't alone in his fears. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, shares his concerns.
AI will probably lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime, there will be great companies created with serious machine learning.
Development of superhuman machine intelligence is probably the greatest threat to the
So you're telling me like all these founders are openly talking about all of this and there's still no action, but we're still actually making things up. And recently, you know, based on what's happening in the Middle East, we covered that in a news video, they indeed got robots that they're training for actual conflicts. Okay, they are weaponizing the entire thing. I mean, not just, weaponizing is a word that is thrown around now a lot, and it is true, but I mean, when I say weaponizing these dang robots, actually giving them the rifle in real life and weaponizing these dang things. That's what I mean by weaponizing. So they are literally deploying robots, I'll find that video, I'll just show you, okay? That would be even better.
Continued existence of humanity.
And the bad case, and I think this is like important to say, is like lights out for all of us.
Whoa!
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
XAI is Elon's new AGI project. His sort of probability of an existential catastrophe is around like 20 to 30%.
The catalyst to these predictions is the looming possibility of artificial superintelligence, or ASI. As defined by the New York Times, superintelligence means an AI that surpasses human intelligence in every field, from scientific creativity to social skills. Leaders of AI labs and frontier AI researchers.
Okay, let's get back to it in a second. Yeah, that shout out to the homie Dylan. Check this.
First humanoid robot that was actually sent to the front lines for testing last month. And it could change the battlefield forever. It's called the Phantom MK1. It's 5'9", weighs 175 pounds. It can hold various weapons, including a revolver, pistol, shotgun, rifles, etc. And according to Time magazine, it's the world's first humanoid robot specifically developed for defense application. And this is not just something hypothetically in the future. It's happening now. Its creator, a US startup called Foundation Robotics, just sent 2 of these things to Ukraine last month to...
I think it was funny when... I think it is funny just to have ChatGPT, but like, this is where the real fun will begin, is what they're trying to say.
Test them on the front lines. And it's not just that. Foundation already have research contracts with the US Army, Navy, and Air Force. They're due to begin tests with US Marines. And the Pentagon is even considering these robots for potential deployment in combat scenarios. But the thing is, humanoid robots take the moral questions that we already have for drones to another level. I mean, the key difference is in the name, humanoid, meaning they're designed like a human so that they can carry out tasks only humans would be needed to carry out.
Yeah, what a guy, like teaching him how to maneuver, right? Like teaching him how to punch. Yeah, is this guy really? Oh my god, of course they are, man, of course.
A human so that they can carry out tasks.
Yeah, teaching him how to hold a shotty as well, right? That 12-gauge shotgun, damn. That is crazy. Yeah, so AI is right now, relax, don't let me hold it. But then, you know, once the AI gets the whiff off it and holds the shotgun and starts like pow, you know, I guess it loves it.
Only humans would be needed to carry out at war. And it's crazy to say, but a lot of these questions might need answers sooner than you think. Because Foundation Robotics alone have a planned mass production goal of 50,000 robots by 2027. World War...
Man, they're making 50,000 robots! That is nuts. Okay, now let's actually get back to that thing. And quickly though, I'm gonna take a second to shout out you guys, especially the homie Mark, Aphrodite for re-becoming members on the channel, the homie Fred, Ding Duckworth 1864, what a guy, okay? Shout out to Ding Duckworth, the homie Nathan, the homie Matt, Muncie, Jamian, Misha, and the homie Jerry. Thank you guys so much for all the love on the channel by becoming members and supporting the channel the way you do. Appreciate all the love. Alright, let's get back to the content here, baby cakes, before I start acting discombobulated though.
Have dramatically decreased their timelines to ASI. People used to say 20 to 40 years from now, they deep social skills. Leaders of AI labs and frontier AI researchers have dramatically decreased their timelines to ASI. People used to say 20 to 40 years from now. Today, the consensus is 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, I remember like when people were saying by 2050, that's when we'll have like crazy amount of AI robots, and maybe, yeah, maybe that's how it is gonna be. Maybe that, but now they're saying ASI, artificial super intelligence. I believe that's what it stands for. Yeah, right now we got intelligence in terms of like ChatGPT, like Claude and Grok and Google Gemini, Perplexity, and all these like chatbots. Like, yeah, they are very much getting better and better with the day. And obviously we also got deepfake videos, and we're hearing about Sora shutting down, which is a good thing. Okay, but let's be real, it's not stopping anytime soon, and it's gonna become in form of robots. And you pair a robot with ASI and you weaponize it just like I showed you, it's game over, man. 50,000 of them, and imagine like a couple of them go batshit crazy and we cannot like stop them. Then what?
A year ago, AIs were scoring in the 80s on IQ tests. But today, OpenAI's newest models score between 140 and 160 genius-level intelligence. Even the skeptics are changing their tune. As Jeffrey...
And this video is slightly older, so now, like, we're on what? Like, ChatGPT 5.4, 5.5? By the time you're watching, maybe we're gonna be on ChatGPT 10 or some bullshit.
Hinton notes.
Every few years they say neural nets are overhyped and it's all about to come crashing down and stop. And they've been wrong every time. And I think they'll continue to be wrong.
But Yann LeCun, the other godfather of AI, famously put the chances of AI extinction at less than 0.0001%. Last year, he even claimed
they can't learn to clear out the dinner table and fill up the dishwasher like any 10-year-old can learn in one shot.
Yet literally 2 weeks later, Figure 01 launched a robot that does exactly that. LeCun used to say human-level AI was decades away. But now...
I mean, when I say very far, it's not centuries, it's several years.
Moore's law is the trend of computing power doubling every 2-ish years. For decades, expert pundits confidently predicted Moore's law would end. Instead, NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang says we're currently experiencing super Moore's law. Computing power is now doubling every 6 months to a year. Now, you could argue that's just hype and try to downplay the significance of that speed of progress, but no amount of arguing changes the facts. As Dwarkesh Patel put it, you can do mental gymnastics about compute and data bottlenecks and the true nature of intelligence and the brittleness of benchmarks, or you can just look at the fucking line. As Ilya Sutskever said, one doesn't bet against deep learning. Somehow, every time you run into an obstacle, within 6 months, researchers find a way around it. The goalposts keep moving. We used to define AGI as AI matching human intelligence. That's arguably already happened. The Turing test, once considered the ultimate challenge, has been conquered. Every benchmark we set, AI quickly surpasses. AIs are now solving PhD-level math problems and beating top professionals at their own craft. Even the scriptwriter of Taxi Driver admits, AI is smarter than I am, has better ideas, more efficient ways to execute them.
But technically, like, we're the one that are smarter, right? Because we made AI. So technically, it's not that the human made, or I mean, a computer made a human, it's the human made the computer. So technically, we're smarter because we made something that is smarter than us. I mean, you know, just gotta re-question the entire thing, guys. Just gotta flip the script, man, and you will realize. But I mean, I get what he's trying to say, and yeah, that's where we're headed, though. That's where we're headed. But yeah, let's find out. I mean, I don't want to find out why it gotta be us, bro. Like, why it gotta be, seriously, like, when you think about it, why it gotta be us, man. Yeah, society, when it was our time to be an adult, I guess. That is a comment thrown around in every one of these videos. Comment section. Every time I pull up a comment section, pull up to the comment section, that's what everybody's saying. Like, why it gotta be us? Why it gotta be us? Yeah, that's what everybody's saying right now. So.
Right now, humanity is still in control, but that foundation of safety cracks more and more with each new AI innovation. AI is not just a machine we control. In the simplest of terms, it's a black box we put data into, give increasingly more energy and power, and it becomes more intelligent. It's evolving. And we can't see inside to understand how. CEO of Microsoft AI, Mustafa Suleyman, bluntly calls it a new digital species. He warns us that we must prevent 3 key capabilities: autonomy, recursive self-improvement, and self-replication. If we can create a new species with intelligence far surpassing Einstein's, and with a click, it can duplicate itself a billionfold, how can humanity maintain control? Current AIs can think roughly 50 times faster than us. Imagine a mind that reads a book in seconds, masters in minutes what takes us years to learn, and that mind can create countless copies of itself. To an AI moving at that blinding...
And it's a hive mind when you think about it. This is one of the examples that Alex Jones gave Joe Rogan on his podcast a couple of years ago. And at that time, yeah, it kind of made sense, but I believe it didn't really make sense to a lot of people, but now it does. And maybe you're also right now questioning, like, hive mind, how so? ChatGPT. Yeah, ChatGPT. You know, whatever you put in ChatGPT, it goes to the black box, okay? All of us that are communicating with it, or for that matter, like Claude, Grok, or any of the chat boxes that that we use. It's a hive mind. Like you put in information, you ask stuff, you give it information, it goes to the black box, and it just learns from it and gets in better and better and smarter from the data that we're feeding, you and I that are feeding, right? So it really is a hive mind. At that time, it didn't make sense, but now it does, though. And obviously, there's an option for you to stop from it to gather your data. But for that, you need to have a subscription, okay? Because on the free one, it does not, okay? It does not. And even when you actually turn on the privacy filter, whatever bull squash it is, even if you turn it on, let's be real, guys. Like, will it actually stop? Doubt it, though. Doubt it. Because and for the free version, though, everything you feed it, it goes to the black box. So it's a hive mind, quite literally.
Of a pace, humans move as slow as plants. In the face of such a cognitive divide, how long until we lose control?
Does this fill you with horror? Do you think that's the kind of thing that is likely to happen in the next 5 years?
I would take it very seriously.
Historian Yuval Harari warns,
this is the end of human history. Not the end of history, the end of human-dominated history. History will continue with somebody else in control.
Harari's alarming prediction is echoed by numerous experts in the field. According to a 2023 survey of 2,700 machine learning researchers conducted by AI Impacts, respondents on average estimate a...
So we got teachers for AI robots as well. So the AI robots are learning combat.
Bombakat!
I mean, when you think about it, like, they could have, like, gotten...
research contracts.
They could have done this AI bit, right? Like, these AI robots. Right now, they're giving robots the weapons to use. I mean, they could have just told the robots to run to the battlefield and take away the arms and the weapons from the soldier.
Bruh.
They could have done that, but nah, man, we gotta arm it, bro. We gotta arm it. We gotta you know what I'm saying? We could have actually done that, where they could have just be like storming to the other side and grabbing like the enemy's rifles and all that. Yeah, granted, like a lot of them would have been shot down, obviously. But you know, we could have thought about something else, but nah, man, it's about weaponizing that dang thing. And hopefully it's not gonna get any more than that. I mean, I doubt it, to be honest, though. Yeah, but...
a 16% chance that AI will... Respondents on average estimate a 16% chance that AI will lead to human extinction. That's
okay, that was
1 in 6 odds.
That was in 2023.
Imagine boarding a plane where the engineers say there's a 1 in 6 chance of a fatal crash. Would you take that flight? Now, we're allowing a handful of tech companies in Silicon Valley to gamble with the future of our species, rolling the dice with literal Russian roulette odds on behalf of all of humanity. This isn't fringe speculation. The heads of most AI labs and countless academics have signed a statement asserting that mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority among pandemics and nuclear war. Detractors might claim this is just CEOs drumming up hype. But when have you ever heard companies warn their products might kill everyone? As Anders Sandberg points out, seriously, can you name any other business doing this? The oil business. Yes, we are totally wrecking the climate. Want to buy shares? Biotech. Oh, we can totally make doomsday bugs. Please invest. Nuclear. Nobody can tell how bad an accident will be. Want to buy? The fact that AI industry leaders are sounding the alarm about their own creations underscores the severity and uniqueness of the threat we face.
Profound.
The statement was also signed by numerous professors and academics who have zero financial stake in the AI industry, further validating the severity of this threat. Even prominent techno-optimists are sounding the alarm. Vitalik Buterin, founder of Ethereum, puts the chance of AI extinction at 10% and calls for a global pause button on...
Okay, so 1 in 10, okay. We're lowering the numbers. I like that, I like that, I like that. Let's lower the numbers even more.
AI development. Stuart Russell, another leading AI researcher, recently revealed that
Jeff Hinton is in the process of tidying up his affairs. He believes that we maybe, I guess by now, have 4 years left.
These aren't isolated concerns. Emmett Shear, OpenAI's former interim CEO, puts the risk at 5 to 50%. Jan Leica, their former head...
5 to 50%? Like, that don't make sense. So going from 5 in 100 to then 50%, which would be 1 in 2. Half, right? Okay, bro, that's a crazy increase, son. Like, bro, that's insane. How?
Head of alignment says 10 to 90%. Other leading analysts share similar ranges. My own PDoom estimate is 20 to 30%, but the exact number isn't what matters. For me, anything over 10% is an all-hands-on-deck emergency. As AI pioneer Yoshua Bengio puts it, even if it was 0.1% chance of doom, I would devote my life to preventing it. When a plane crashes, we demand higher safety standards.
Yeah.
Air travel didn't become the safest method of traveling without countless people working tirelessly to make it that way. But with superintelligent AI, we don't get to learn from our mistakes. As Tim Urban puts it, you don't get a second chance to build God. Google's chief AGI scientist, Shane Legg, predicts a 50% chance of AGI within 3 years, followed by a 5 to 50% chance of extinction just 1 year later.
Maybe 5%, maybe 50%. We don't know. We're just going with the flow, man. We're just going with the flow. Nah, no, crazy stuff though. Crazy timeline. Did you see this video? Yeah, if you have not seen this video, this is on the lizard people, the shape shifters. Yeah, YouTube hit this video in the algorithm though. Check out this video on the screen and I'll see you right there.